bitch face. Like, he kept saying that, and we like literally like fucking just stood around her and like we're trying to like wake her up, and then we're like, you know, like all of us are high, so we're like, oh, is she dead? Like she just overdosed, and now we're all like in the fucking room and shit. But it was so fucking scary, dude. Like, but I just remember that was the funniest part. Throw some water on that bitch face. Like,
yeah, and we're on, by the way, now.
Hell yeah! Did you do the intro?
I didn't do the intro. There you go. Now it's officially on. But,
Oh yeah.
I should put like just JD rapping over that beat.
Yeah, you could.
Yeah,
get JD to do a CHARLAR like intro.
Yeah, I heard a story of some dude was like, hey, you want to hit the spice? And I was like, nah. And then the dude's like ripping bong rips of spice. And he just started throwing up.
Dude, that shit was like scary. The worst part about it, like when I was like fucking, you know, like dealing with the shit, there was there was like a time where like we were, you know, in the early days, because I smoked it probably like twice and then had like a terrible panic attack the second time, so I never touched it. And it also helped because I was like if I'm selling this, I shouldn't fucking be, you know,
don't get high on your own supply.
Yeah. But I just remember the funniest shit was my roommate used to smoke it like constantly. So we were like, you know, we were in the room, and you know, this was before like I bought a place like off post, so we're all like in the fucking bathroom, have the shower on, like steaming so it doesn't smell or whatever. And they always had the worst names. Like this shit that they were smoking was called Gorilla Panic. Like it was like nothing. Like it always had a bad name.
Yeah, it should be called Vietnam Flashback.
Yeah. There was one called Barely Legal, and it was like, yeah, it barely killed some niggas. That's why. But it was like they ended up, you know, smoking in the bathroom. I'm kind of just chilling with them because I'm smoking a cigarette. And I just remember they like passed it to me to pass it to someone else. And they were like, oh yeah, man, this shit's good. Fucking Eric had a seizure on it. So I was like, what?
How is that a selling point?
And then one of the other guys was like, nah, man, he was doing other shit too. Like, I was like, so y'all are like popping pills and smoking.
I think I told the Manquel story on the pod. I don't know if I already told that story, but like I remember because my buddies used to sell weed, and so I'd hang out with them all the time. I'd just pull up to his house and come chill. And I remember like he was hanging out with his coworker named Manquel. And so I pull up to his house, and like they were like fucking with Manquel beforehand. They're like, yeah, man, this dude's like a big time gangster. Like he's like,
I think he did.
Yeah, and it's like, yeah, so like, you know, you gotta watch out or whatever. Just fucking with them. And then whenever my car pulled up, I just see a black dude sprinting out of the building, like out of his house. And I was like, that's weird. And I came in, and like my friends are like, man, Quell, chill. We were just playing.
Yeah. Did he run into the woods or some shit?
Yeah. So, and so I was like, that's what I was like. What the fuck happened? They're like, look, man, we were fucking with Manquel. We told him you were some hood, like hood N-word from another country, and I was like, why would you tell him that? Cause we thought it'd be funny. You pull up, you know, you got your glasses and shit.
That would be even scarier because it's like it's like a fucking like Breaking Bad, like Salamanca kind of thing, where it's just like, oh yeah, this is a chicken man.
Yeah, and so then they're like, all right, let's go get him. And so I turn my car back on. We're chasing him into my car, like, Manquel, and he's thinking like, I'm like, put him in the trunk, like, I'm gonna say some shit like that. And he starts running fast, and then we lose him. He's like, yeah, he goes into the woods, and so like, all right, let's cut around because he's probably gonna go out into the next neighborhood. So we cut around, and it starts fucking pouring rain. Like, it starts raining hard. Like, the windshield wipers full blast and shit. And I'm like, dude, Manquel probably drowned. Like, this shit is bad.
Yo, he did.
Yeah. And then I heard he didn't even go to work the next day.
They're probably like, this motherfucker.
Yeah, but it's because my buddy worked at the foundry. Like, and I found out he was like low-key a tweaker. He was like a meth head. And
is that who you got the meth from?
Yeah, no, I got the meth from the guy I rapped with.
Oh my god.
The fucking lyrical spiritual dude. You know, life is hard.
He's the dark web cybersecurity guy.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, but he's actually a really dope dude. Like, he actually used to be like a meth addict, and he actually like beat that shit. He's like he runs marathons and shit now.
No, we had this conversation when I first met you. Yeah, I remember that. You were telling me, you were like, yeah, dude, he was like a cool guy that beat meth. And I told because I told you about like my my god brother. He did like the same thing because like his brother went to fucking jail, and he had to like take care of his nephew like he was his like son and shit.
Yeah.
And he was like still like in high school, but that's why he like stopped doing fucking meth. But he told me the story. It was the darkest story I ever fucking heard. It was basically like he was like in Minnesota, and this guy, like, and granted, like telling this story, this guy's in high school. Like they tell him like, hey, this guy owes us money. We might have to go fuck him up. And then they like beat him up, and then they just hand him a knife and like fucking tell him stab him. And he said he was just like,
shit.
I was on meth, so I just like immediately they just stabbed the dude. I don't think he killed him, but like he just like he just stabbed the guy, and I was just like, nigga, you are in 11th grade. That's wild as shit to me, bro.
Go
like
study for the SAT, dude.
Yeah, like this was last year. Like we're seniors. Like that's when I met him when we were in senior year, and he had moved. And I was like, did you move because you stabbed the guy? And he was just like, yeah, kinda. I was like, Jesus fucking Christ.
It is weird to start running marathons after doing meth, because I feel like if you're on meth, you could set a PR.
Oh yeah,
That's marathon
just,
fuel.
like, bad for your heart.
Yeah, I feel like you either set a record or you die of a heart attack.
Oh no, you set a record and your heart explodes in your chest. That's you get both worlds, you know.
Yeah.
You come, you're like the runners and
You're like Kurt Cobain to marathon running.
Kenya guys.
well, no, like you know where like where the word Nike comes from. Like back in like the Roman times, they would send like messengers to like different camps, and these motherfuckers would like have to run like all the way there. Like they couldn't stop running. And like they said most of the time they would say Nike to get everybody's attention in the camp, and then say whatever they had to say, and like 1 out of 3 people who did this like died immediately after giving the report.
The guy, they're called marathons because a guy ran from, I think, the Battle of Thermopylae back to Greece, and I think it was actually like, I don't know if it was I think it was more than a marathon. I think it was like 50 miles. But after a battle, they're like, hey, run back and tell everybody that like we won or something like that. He was like,
Tell the niggas we won, cuz.
after like several days of battle, he's like, all right, I just gotta fucking sprint my way back to Greece. And then he ran back and died after he got there.
Damn.
Yeah, bro. Fucking weak ass heart. Them niggas was like eating honey.
Dude, that shit's crazy. It's like, all right, I get the message in like 2 weeks.
You know, like instant messenger back then was like, all right, in 3 days they will know.
Yeah, he doesn't come back. Fuck, send another one. I don't know.
He's just like halfway there, he just starts walking. He's like, fuck it, I'll just get there eventually.
That had to be like, because we think about like the people, like the greats of history, where it's just like, oh, like we have to fucking get this message. You have to run, or like we're in war. You got to fucking like crash your ship into the like your plane into the ship. It's just like there had to be like 3 niggas that were like, I ain't doing that shit.
Yeah, I remember I read a story, or like I heard a story where it was like one of the enemies of Sparta were like, if we raid you, we'll kill you. We'll take all your women. We'll take all your resources, and we will rule the land. And then the Spartans replied, if. Right, and that's like that goes hard.
Baller shit.
Yeah, but it's like, bro, that took like 3 months.
This nigga just put if on the store. Man, a nigga wrote his life.
Yeah,
If.
yeah, it's like wolves and shit.
This motherfucker dying over an if text message.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's like reply with K after your bitch has a paragraph about you leaving your ass.
That is like it's like, you know, I don't even care.
They're sitting in a temple somewhere. It's like they received the message. Hell yeah.
They reply, hell yeah. It starts fucking exploding back.
He's out of breath. He's just like, fuck, all right.
Yeah, bro just comes like, all right, they said, I was like, all right, go back, say hell yeah.
They would like kill him and shit too, right?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I wasn't there. You know, that's why I'm always iffy about like history. Like, come on, how that like? There's no way. How do we remember that shit?
Yeah, one side right. The guys who won. The guys who won write it.
I think that's why they have the phrase "don't shoot the messenger."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, cause like that was like a thing of like
Messengers started that. They're like, we should put out a slogan.
Yeah.
We should put out a slogan. You know.
man, I lost my brother.
You know what they say, guys, right? Right?
Bro, I just ran a marathon again.
It's like this ain't even my beef. I'm just telling you what this motherfucker said.
Catch my
Like,
fucking breath first.
that'd be so fucked. Like, he's telling me just
That's
like,
because why then they got horses, because then like with Paul Reed, like the fucking British are here. On a horse.
the British is coming, my nigga. Oh man, man. Yeah, he had zero chill in that message.
Nah, dude, there's no way you can be like, look, not to just upset you.
Yeah. To whom it may concern, the British are indeed coming. Oh man.
Nah, dude, if I was a Spartan to kill my messenger, I'd be kind of pissed. Like, come on, bro, that motherfucker could run.
That was the best one we had.
Apparently Spartans and samurais both have very gay history too.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. They basically like to be a Spartan, you had to be like a fuck doll. For
Yeah.
a minute.
Oh, yeah.
And they were like, all right, now that I'm done fucking like going up your ass, let me teach you how to
Yeah,
use
I
a
like how, like,
sword.
in the beginning of
Like-
300, like Leonidas went through like the trials and tribulations. He got fucked in the ass. It's like, didn't everyone have to do that?
Yeah. But he was the best at it. He took dick like a champ. You know?
Yeah, he fucked back, dude. That shit
He threw it back. Jesus fucking Christ, dude. Yeah, I can see that.
The Persians pull up, there's like, oh, everyone's just like having gay sex.
Dude just spit roasting each other. He's like, all right, now it's my turn. I get to be the man.
If your arrows blot out the sun, then we'll fuck in the shade.
We'll suck dick in the shade.
blow your back out in the shade.
And fucking what was it? The God King? What was his name?
yeah,
Xerxes.
yeah,
Xerxes. Xerxes wanted to fuck, but he was like, we don't fuck brown people.
Yeah, I like how he had to make like a whole empire. It's like, oh yeah, we're down with fucking women.
Yeah, it's just like, oh y'all over here doing that? No, we gotta kill.
Because like in 300, like the Hunchback like betrayed the Spartans, and they're like, look, you'll get bitches if you join Xerxes, basically.
Yeah, and like the term,
he fucking finessed him with hoes. Like, you know, the fucking strippers are all like, yeah.
Yeah, he's using a Spartan pussy and that fucking hairy ass cheeks shit.
yeah,
He was like, yeah, you know what? It's hairy, but it's still a vagina. I'll take
yeah.
it.
The terms of their like conquering wasn't like they're like you'll still rule your land. Like we won't fuck with it. Just like some tax, like land and some. It like wasn't that bad. I think the fucking Mongolians were the same way. They're like you can keep your religions and stuff like that. Keep your local rulers,
Rome
dude.
was, that was like the biggest thing back in the day. I think of most of like civilizations that like went for a while was just like,
So you take over an area and be like, y'all can just chill and keep doing your
chill.
But we own this shit now.
It's mob shit, you know.
Yeah.
You know, every month y'all kick some fucking money and supplies up to us.
Yeah.
Y'all can worship whatever god you want, still doing shit. Because I forgot what it was, but there was some empire that like, you know, ran upon somebody and they literally like destroyed their entire like village or it's like fucking state or city. And then just remade it and then remade it better. And just to shit on them, they like the word, like say it was like Montgomery. Like the word they said to rename the city was a better Montgomery. Like after they conquered it.
This fucking Donald Trump on his second term is like better America.
Yeah, it was that. They like destroyed the entire city, rebuilt it way better because they like added aqueducts and like everything else. And then they were like, "Yeah, we're gonna call it a better version of what you
it's
guys
just
fucking had."
gentrification.
It really was. They had an artisanal dog muffin shop there. Like,
There's a sick story about like people traveling in Asia somewhere during the Mongolian Empire, and they saw in the distance what they thought was like a snow-covered mountain. And the closer they got to, it used to be a city of like 1 million people, and it was literally a pile of bones. And like people, as they got closer, people got sick from like the stench of like decaying human flesh.
Dude, there's this crazy documentary on YouTube. It's like a movie, I think. It's called The Act of Killing. And it's like this guy goes back to what is it? It's some Asian country that had like a horrible like revolution, a huge massacre, and it was like interviewing like the executioners and shit. And the executioners like the super chill dudes. And they're standing there like, yeah, I would just so like,
One of us Cambodia.
Yeah, it might have been Cambodia.
might have been Cambodia.
And yeah, one of the guys was like, yeah, this is the pole I would kill people at. And he like pull out a wire. Like, I'll just do this. I'd be like, all right, get on your knees. And you just would pull a wire on their necks and just fucking pull that shit. Like, all right,
gruesome as fuck.
yeah.
They were killing people in Cambodia. They were killing people in like fucked up ways, like brutally, because to save ammunition. It's like they couldn't waste bullets.
In the documentary, they're talking about like, yeah, well, I'll just put wood in a guy's ass until he died. Like, that's a thing.
Someone together.
Yeah. And then,
Jesus Christ.
And then just like a fucked up clip. It's fucked up. It's fucked up that it cracked me up. Because it was like a bunch of dudes throwing around like reminiscing on raping. Like, man, I miss when we could just rape. They're like, yeah, man, I miss those days.
I know they used to do because it was fucked about like they would like play it like a game. Like they would like make people run through minefields. And like, because they would put like minefields and like rice like fucking fields and shit. So it's like it's water and they would like literally like make you run to one side, like you're running, you see your homeboy like blow up.
It's like a fucking apocalypto where they make him run.
Yeah, and you see your homeboy blow up next to you, and then you get to the other side, and they're like, "All right, now run back," and they would just run people out until somebody blew up. So can you imagine being the last guy?
Yeah.
You're just
I mean,
still
that's just
lucky.
people living in a moment, not a phone in sight. You know, just watching their homie get blown up.
You know, before the internet, when people were really connected, you know.
Yeah, that's why I hate like the good old times. Like when it was ever good.
It was never. But that's fucking the lie of nostalgia. It's just like,
Yeah.
No, it's just like we're in a better time. Things are still shitty. They're always gonna be shitty.
Yeah.
But it's just like we don't die as much. Niggas ain't dying from like dysentery. Remember when niggas got the
You
bubble
get
gum?
diarrhea.
I think so bad.
Yeah, I think more people died from dysentery in World War One than like
Yeah,
I think
dude.
actual
Guns.
casualties. Yeah, you're in the trenches in trench warfare, like shit and decaying humans.
Yeah, dude,
Yeah.
you're just in a trench eating a rat burger, and you're just like, I wish someone would just take my
Dude,
head off.
I bet
like,
that shit was so scary. Like you feel a stomach ache. Like, oh fuck.
It's a rat. You get a fart, that's way too bad. It's like, oh fuck.
Yeah, you fart and shit comes out. Like, fuck. I better say goodbye.
And you fucking wipe and there's blood in it. You're like, oh.
And like World War One was the first war that we like stopped doing like everybody stands across from each other firing. And like this was the first like modern war with like actual weapons and
The
shit.
first, and I want to say this is the only kind of cool thing about the American Revolution was I think that was actually the first documented case of guerrilla warfare, because it was the British, they were still doing that.
Yeah.
And that's why they called them redcoats, because they would like line up in a field like it was like a football game and just like shoot at the people at the other side, and the coats were red so you couldn't tell who was bleeding.
Yeah.
But that was like the first, like, because we, as much as we like shit on like other countries, like, oh, terrorists, like we were the original terrorists.
yeah.
Because there were dudes who were in civilian clothes, fucking like popping shots at fucking like fucking supply caravans of the British people and like raiding shit, and like you couldn't. That was like the first.
Yeah, the
war
Tea
where-
Party was our 9/11, dude. We're like, dude.
and they're in blackface. They're like, we got to make them think it was the Indians. That was psych, dude. That was
They have
fucking
feathers in
psych.
their hair and shit.
Yeah, dude. They had feathers and wearing loincloths.
Yeah,
and just-
blonde dude with blue eyes.
just the most white
Covered in
guy.
mud.
Yeah, but that was the fucking thing, man. That was like the first war where you couldn't tell who was a combatant. Like, and that's like the definition of like being in a terroristic like kind of fucking cell, is like you don't wear a uniform, nobody knows, just like you just pull up with the musket and fucking air it
Yeah,
out.
but I heard like the reason they lined up like that is like because they would just march forward and shoot, and there was like a big shotgun blast, and then they would go back, and the other dude with guns would go forward and shotgun blast.
And they would just keep going, like,
and
as
that
someone
dude,
was
and
reloading.
they won every war doing that.
just a conveyor belt of murder,
Yeah,
just
exactly.
like boom. All right, I'm reloading.
I think it's funny that like the further you get away from like atrocities in history, the less like sensitive people are to it. Like there's some cultures like China, it's very like sensitive about Genghis Khan, but like Genghis Khan isn't viewed as like a Hitler. But if like, because there's a bunch of like random facts that like, did you know that 1 in 3 Asian men are related to Genghis Khan? And it's like, yeah, because he raped so many people.
He was throwing dick.
Fun fact. How was that fun?
And
Fun fact, he was a prolific.
and another one is that like there's a significant drop in the carbon footprint of mankind during the period that he was alive, and they're like, he actually lowered the carbon footprint. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
It's like, because he killed 10% of the world's population.
Yeah, they always say that's why Asians are short, because like
Yeah.
The wheel.
like
He would put
decapitate
people. He would put people on the wheel, and if they were bigger than the wheel, he would kill them.
Yeah. So now you go to China and you're 5'4", but you're the tallest dude there.
That's a crazy thing where it's just like, I don't need anybody. And on a level of like, all right, if I take out all these huge niggas, I cut off that genetic line of anybody who can get big enough to try to usurp me. Yeah. So it's like that's eugenics. Like he did fucking
dude,
eugenics.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Like
Ahead of like time.
big fan. Jesus Christ.
But like Hitler didn't make a dent in the carbon footprint, dude. That's where he fucked up.
Yeah, it'd be funny if Hitler like looked at your dick and it was bigger than his. He killed you.
He probably did, dude.
Yeah,
he was on Adderall.
Dude, he was geeked up.
Yeah. Dude, that's what it really
There's
was.
a really great book called Blitzkrieg, and it's about how the Nazis used amphetamines and stuff like that, and like how they were all so fucking geeked up during like that's how they got these really quick raids done.
That's how they fucking did it. 'Cause they wouldn't go to sleep. Like,
And like most of the supply was geared towards the tanks because those people were like up front and they needed to be geeked up.
yeah.
It's just funny to picture like a geeked up guy in a fucking tank.
Fucking geeked in a tank, bro. We shoot the body on your team. You're like, oh shit! Oh my god! I'm sorry.
He's like grinding his teeth.
The nigga in the back reloads. It's like fucking. Oh man, dude, meth and war is crazy.
Yeah. That's where you want it.
That's still using that shit.
Well,
That's where amphetamines were created. It was in like around World War II.
It's really now like because we have our own version of that. Like because in Afghanistan there was these things called RIP, and it was basically like fucking Red Bull on steroids.
Yeah, if you're on the night duty, bro, you need to be.
I was ripping rips like on night duty because they're like. It's a drink, and it's this small because it's
dude, my dad still drinks those.
Yeah, dude, it's like 8 hour energy or 5 hour energy on steroids.
Yeah, my dad's like addicted to them. He like drinks almost one a day.
No, dude, I when I tell you, I used to have a fucking rip for breakfast because they were just everywhere. Because I think it was like I want to say maybe like Lockheed Martin or some like company like made them, so like it was the equivalent of like Gatorade in the defect. Like they had it in the fucking shit. Or you would find like just pallets of it outside and we would just steal pallets and fucking like take them back. So like every morning I woke up, I would fucking shit, shower, shave, and then fucking just take a rip and then go do like fucking tower duty. Or if I had to like do a mission that day and drive, I fucking take a rip. I used to fucking, whenever we would go to like a certain like fob, one of the contractors that we were friends with used to like get alcohol, so I would like mix rip with my alcohol. Like fucking just
Jesus Christ.
Dude, it was bad. Your tax dollars at work, ladies and gentlemen. Like me geeked up on the fucking road.
Yeah, have you ever seen a drunk dude on coke, man? That shit's like he just doesn't shut the fuck up about anything. Yeah. God, this soldier's like, damn, dude. Yeah.
Dude, drinking on Adderall, you can hold it down, bro.
Oh no, I would say like. When I would say I didn't really like drink like heavy because I was like doing drugs. Like this is the most I drink now, but when I was on Adderall, I would just rip it just to see if anything would happen. Like I would be like fucking like 8 PBRs in, and I'm like, dude, I need
You're
to go.
still feeling
great. I need to go fucking drive. I need to fucking drive right now, dude.
Yeah, it keeps you in the game.
Christ.
Yeah. I want to read that Blitzkrieg book because there was like a couple versions of meth that like the English were using like what they thought was like a cleaner version, but it wasn't as effective. But the Germans were using like the strongest, like
and
most
the Japanese too,
craziest one. Yeah,
that's what they gave the kamikaze pilots.
Yeah.
It's funny because JD and I were just talking about this last pod. Like I read like 2 weeks ago, like in World War II. Like the Japanese torpedoes, they would just seal a dude in the torpedo. Like he couldn't get out, and he would manually fly it into like the boat.
That's crazy, bro.
And they're like, dude, if some guy told me to do that shit,
no,
like
fucking suck my dick. No, I was talking about that because there's in Huntsville there's a mic called Fat Sammy's, and like it's a Japanese Hawaiian like bar. And like the first joke I made when I got up, I was just like, I've never been to a fucking Pearl Harbor themed bar before. This is crazy. And then I talked about that. I was just like, yeah, dude, there's a handful of people in history that were like kamikaze pilots that made it because they were like, they actually like took swimming lessons because they were like, I'm gonna miss, and then like they fucking swim back and then just go into hiding.
Yeah, I remember I went to a car meet because a bunch of my buddies are big into cars, and like the guy was like showing off his car, like, yeah, this engine or something was like designed by like retired kamikaze pilots and shit. And I was like, hold on, how the fuck do you retire as a kamikaze pilot?
Oxymoron. Right. You retire when that plane hits.
Have you seen Godzilla -1?
No,
I heard it's really good.
It's good. I'm not gonna ruin it.
Nah. Yeah. But man, dude, I couldn't be like they're like all right, Charlie, we're losing the war. Fuck it, just fly that shit into their boat.
That's a great. My friend said like a joke back in it because he was like a big history buff, and they were like, we were talking about how Japan. This is not the reason, but it was like we're talking about Japan, like how their birth rate to death rate is the ratio's off because like most like young Japanese people aren't getting married, and like they'll get married at a young age or at an old age to where they can't like have babies and shit, and they're like slowly losing their numbers. And my friend was like, yeah, because all the real niggas died in World War II. Like, all the real niggas fucking crashed their fucking planes. Like,
that is pretty funny, like, thinking about kamikazes. It's funny that, like, the people that did 9/11, like, went to flight school. And it's funny to picture them just, like, studying takeoff and all that, and then it gets to landing, and they're all just, like, fucking around in class. They're just like, we don't even know the fucking shit.
They're making poppers in the back of the class.
They're like, oh, yeah, landing, right, yeah.
Well, fucking Saddam Hussein was, he studied piloting in Montgomery.
Really?
Yeah, there for the longest time before, like, the shit cracked off. There was like, because they have like the graduating class pictures.
Yeah,
he was in one of the pictures, and they took him out like after like the shit happened. Yeah.
That's fucking. He's like, all right, let's take him out.
Yeah. He was. I thought it was bullshit, but then, like someone was like, no, like they train a lot of like, because like Montgomery is like it's a big Air Force place, and then they have like the Air Guard there, they're one of like many in the state of like first responders. If shit goes down, they shoot shit out of the sky. But yeah, they would have people from all like different like nations and nationalities like come and train there. And fucking Saddam fucking made his way in there. Mr. Hussein fucking was there, dude. It's crazy.
Yeah. I kind of regret not doing anything military wise, but I was smoking weed. I was too busy smoking weed.
My dad told me to never join the army because I was thinking about joining the army like straight after high school. I was like, fuck it, man, let's join the army for like 4 years or something. But I was like, don't join the army. And he was like, if you do, you got to go to war. Like that's basically what he was telling me. He's like what the fuck are you doing?
If you ride, you're gonna fall.
Yeah. Because he's like, if you're gonna join the army, you're not expecting to go to war, then just don't fucking join.
No, that was like the biggest thing for me because like the only regret I have in the army is that I didn't go psyops, and the only reason I didn't go psyops was because like I probably would have been a Gitmo. Like I would have been at a black site.
Like torturing.
Yeah, torturing. Like because like War on Terror, like. I would say
Abu Ghraib type shit.
Yeah, really though, because it's just like like it's really like getting in the heads of the enemy, which is like a thing, and even like there were certain like because if you look up like psyops, there was like a British dude who was like the father of that shit, and he like the greatest psyop ever was when they were in the Philippines, and he spread misinformation about there being vampires in the woods, and literally like they killed a Filipino soldier who was on guard and then like put holes in his neck and then would play like fucking like spooky like ambient noises in the woods, and motherfuckers did not want to go in the woods anymore. And it was like, you think about that shit, it's like, that's kind of awesome. But then you get to like War on Terror, you're basically just waterboarding people. There's no like trying to be clever about how to stop
shit. Like a car battery on his balls.
You're doing the scene from fucking Casino Royale. Like it's just me in a warehouse in a white beater, like fucking throwing a knotted fucking ball into a fucking chair with no bottom and someone's fucking balls at. Like where are the terrorists?
Yeah, like, putting a cigarette out on his fucking balls.
Yeah, he's just like, I'm just a fucking cab driver from New York. Like I didn't do anything.
Yeah, it'd be funny if he only tortured his balls.
It's all ball torture.
You know that how they like play like loud heavy metal music to like keep them up while they're torturing them?
Oh yeah, that was a thing too.
Like, there's just like Middle Eastern dudes that are just like headbanging.
They're playing Cannibal Corpse and into it.
Yeah. It's like, dude, run that back.
Yeah, they play Logic like, fuck, they're just start bleeding and shit.
That was the thing. It was like, because most of it was like noise core, so it's not even like really music. It's just like loud fucking shit.
Yeah,
but like
the most aggravating shit you could hear.
But there was a couple like times, like not even the military, but I think it was like maybe the FBI and like certain places where they would have like a standoff at some building, and I don't remember like what the actual like thing that happened, but they played Girls on full volume outside for like 7 days. And then the people like came out and were just like, yeah, we don't want to do this anymore. Like, can you imagine? But like, yeah, like you put, it's not even like something that you would think like on the nose, like some terrible fucking like horrorcore band.
Yeah,
it's
dude.
just like put on Logic. Like,
If I was a Spice Girl, I'd be low key kind of hurt. Like, damn.
Torturing someone with your music.
yeah, torturing. If you want to be my lover, fucking stop the standoff.
They
Like,
play JD's album. Like,
yeah, dude, they play Rob Wave. They're just in there sad.
they play Marvin's Room on repeat.
Yeah.
It's fucking like all you hear is "so cry if you need to." Some guy just like blows his fucking top off. Like, fucking, I'm done, dude. Checking out.
Staying on that topic of historical warfare and music, when Germany was stuck in Russia during World War II, first off, 7 of 8 German casualties during World War II happened on the Eastern Front fighting Russia. So like during the Russian winter, they were stuck in Stalingrad, and the Russians had them circled. And this was like when they were like pretty much fucked towards the end of the war. And when the Russians had them circled, they were blasting tango music because they thought tango was like super sinister. This is like true fact. And they would just like, yeah, and they would just say messages like, "No one's coming to help you. You're stranded. You're fucked," basically. And then they just tango music would keep playing. It's so funny. I played it. I found it on YouTube.
Dude.
Fucking, they're playing Ricky Martin. Just like,
Yeah, that's how that shit was scary.
I can be your hero, baby. Come outside, go. I can take
No,
away
dude,
your
the Battle of
pain.
Stalingrad shit is crazy because like the Russians
dude,
were like
that shit
that
was,
was like the
like-
last stand. Like they were
Yeah.
getting, like women shovels and shit. Like start digging, bitch. 'cause-
Motherfuckers were eating each other, dude.
Yeah,
like,
dude.
'cause that was the wildest part about Stalingrad is like, and it bit like ultimately like Russia won, but it like bit them in the ass because they always had a scorched earth approach
Yeah.
to everything. So they're just like, yeah, we're just gonna burn the fields and do all this shit. And also, you know, the people that make the food, we're gonna make them fight. So now everything's over. No one knows how to farm. No one knows any industrial.
Yeah, like we fucking won. Everything's all burnt and shit.
We did it.
Like damn, I'm kind of hungry. Shit.
Hey, y'all got some bread? Yeah, people were like, yeah, there was
God damn.
some talks of cannibalism during Stalingrad because like
Yeah.
people were just so fucking hungry.
Yeah, like I heard about like after like World War II.
Just imagine you're in Stalingrad, and they're just fucking blasting this.
Dude, there's like some German like soldier that's on meth just start freestyling.
He's doing spiritual lyrical shit.
It's about the mindset.
Yeah.
The mindset.
Guten Tag, I thought I knew that.
Guten Tag, für den Blitzkrieg. It's like,
Creek, and you want get these.
da.
Yeah, that's how he starts off like, yeah,
Du hast mich.
That song is called "The Tango of Death," which should also be the title of this podcast.
Yeah,
The Tango of Death.
Yeah.
A lot of historical
God damn.
battles.
I mean, this is a dark pod.
Very historical though. Very important.
It's historical.
It is funny how much German knowledge Scott has. It's kind of crazy.
Dude, the Eastern
tramp stamp.
the Eastern Front of World War II is such an interesting because like we all being American and stuff, we all learn about like D-Day and all
Yeah.
the shit that happened in Europe.
Which
but like
that's crazy. D-Day. Like, all right, fuck it, let's run out.
yeah.
Like, dude.
Run into a
bastards.
buzzsaw, dude.
You know what's so fucking funny is the opening scene in Saving Private Ryan. That's
Yeah.
like 14 minutes of them storming the beach, and it's
Yeah.
like brutal,
yeah.
brutal and gory.
Dude, when homie picks his arm up and he's just
Yeah.
like wandering
Yeah.
around.
You know what's funny
Jesus
is
Christ.
they had a special opening showing for that, and they had a bunch of like World War II veterans there, and a ton of them had to get up and leave during that scene because it was like
Damn.
fucking giving them PTSD. They're like, we want to show you guys this is really special, and they're just like, what the fuck? I need to get the fuck out of here.
We wanted to make it as accurate as possible.
Yeah, that's like grabbing a bunch of kidnapped victims and showing them Silence of the Lambs.
Oh yeah, dude. Oh, by the way, for the listeners, you know, I'm not trying to break the fourth wall, but like we had like I'm putting it out here because I wanted to at least be in the ether on something like a what was it? A skit of a Vietnamese comic doing a show at a veterans like VFW and like causing them to go into a fucking like
A psychosis.
Yeah, shell shock psychosis. That would be kind of hilarious though. Where he's like like, and Mike said it too. He's just like he's crushing, like he's doing a good job, and then out of nowhere they just look up and he's just like in a rice hat, like with a fucking AK, and just like like he has demon eyes, like the fucking Thriller video. Like, oh yeah, dude. I'm going back in the hole.
Dude, I'd love to do a VFW show for like Vietnam or Korean War vets, but for like the Korean and Vietnam side.
You go there with like a terrible accent, like what's the matter when they burn down your village? What's with that? Just doing Seinfeld in a Vietnamese accent.
Yeah, when they fucked up, they raped your Nan King. Who's Nan King?
There's like do crowd work and be like, this dude never saw combat. Just like question their fucking like actual service.
He looked like a draft dodger. He was doing their N-word.
This motherfucker was doing paperwork for the army.
Bitch, you look like a nurse. Were you in the med tent? Like,
Yeah, you were a POW, weren't you? He got your ass.
bitch ass nigga got caught.
Yeah, he didn't take cyanide capsule, bitch ass.
Bitch ass motherfucker was at the Hanoi Hilton. Oh, dude, there was a joke someone said at the other pod that we do in Birmingham where it's just like the only POWs that didn't starve were Italian POWs, like POWs of Italy during the shit because they just fed them spaghetti all the time. It was like, yeah, dude, just carbo loading in the fucking POW camp.
God, yeah, I mean, like those cultures, they're just so like loyal or something. Like I don't know, like because I was talking to my dad, like, and he was mentioning how like they were guarding some like building, like he didn't even know what was going on in the building. They were only allowed in to like eat lunch and shit. They were like guard duty, and then like he was with his like fellow soldier or whatever, and they were talking about like, man, the guy was like, man, if they come here, I'm like, look, you can take my fucking lunch card. You can, like,
give it up smooth.
Yeah.
I thought about that shit of like, because we had to do like I forgot it. I think it was called Sears training, but it was basically like it was like me and 3 other people, and it was like in Barstow when we did like training in California. They dropped us in the desert, and then they were like, okay, here's a map. You have your fake weapons, you know, but the weapons that they had this like this thing on them to where it was like basically like the most sophisticated level of like laser tag, to where like if you do engage with someone, you can actually like shoot, like fake shoot them, and like it's like a thing to where you're like actually engaging. But like they dropped us in the fucking desert, and they were like, all right, here you are. Here is the, you know, where you have to get back to, and then they just leave us. And then there's like a roaming gang that they like release on the other side of the field problem, and they have to find us, and we have to get to the fucking base before they like get to us. And when I tell you, bro, that was the wildest shit I ever experienced. Because luckily I was the least like ranking member there, so like all I had to do was really carry gear. And I was pretty brolic by that point, so I was just like, yeah, if we get lost, I don't know what to fucking do. You know, like I was really thinking about it. I was like, dude, when was the last time you did land nav? Like I was like, if I don't know how to fucking like map out shit. Like I could not remember to save my life.
I heard like in Stalingrad, like there would be dudes like, I don't have a gun. Like, all right, just stand next to that guy with a gun. If he dies, take his shit.
Yeah.
These niggas sharing guns.
I tried to write a joke about it, like how soon, if you got stranded on an island with people, how soon you would like kill and eat somebody. Because I think it'd be funny if like if you crashed and there's a couple like you and some other guy there, and you like immediately kill him and start eating him, and then they show up and you've only been stranded for like an hour, and you're like, dude, I was hungry when I landed. Where were you guys?
Did Mike Murphy land?
Mike Murphy.
Mike Murphy.
No, dude, it's yeah, dude. You get stranded with just some biggin, and he's just like just looking over at you.
If I don't kill this guy and eat him, he might kill me and eat me.
You're like talking to him. It's like a cartoon. He like sees you as a sandwich.
Yeah, he's he's licking his lips.
It's like, nigga, we've been here for 20 minutes. Like,
What's funny is like in my joke, I was like, this dude's like, he's like, all right, I got a distress signal. I got SOS on the beach. I've got some like rainwater traps done, and he's like our survival expert, and I'm just staring at him the whole time, like I got to kill this dude and eat him. It's like the perfect guy to be with. I'm sorry to kill this guy.
And then it's just like you're just measuring how solid of a rock you need to hit him with.
He's like, don't worry, man. I think we're gonna get out of this safe. And I'm just like, I gotta kill this guy.
Smacking your lips.
Yeah, what are those Gilligan's Island just eats everybody?
Fucking Gilligan's Island Donner Party. like fucking the professor falls out. They just eat his leg.
Yeah.
He like wakes up without a leg.
You know, you were talking about that psyop thing and like convincing them about vampires and stuff. What's funny is I heard stories about like in the Pacific during World War II that they would say that like the people in those like island areas around Japan were told that like the women would like freak out and like kill themselves or something if American troops got nearby.
Yeah.
And it was told to me like, that's crazy. It's like it's like the Japanese like convinced them that they were going to get raped and murdered. And I was like, yeah, because that's what happened.
I heard the same thing happen in China. Like the Japanese are so brutal that like survivors will run to the next town. Like the Japs are like raping us to death, and then the women will just kill themselves with their kids. Like fuck that, I'm not going out like that, dude.
Yeah, dude.
But yeah, it's funny is that they were told like the Americans aren't going to do that. And I'm like, I don't know. Like I think Americans have done that before.
There's probably a lot of half Japanese kids that might have been made through that. Like, you know. But it's great because they would like play off of fear and superstition. That was like the biggest thing in psyops is just like, how can we make people afraid, and what are the already like instilled fears they have? And that was the thing, because like in the Philippines there was like a lot of like fucking like mythology and like fucking like cryptids and shit like that. That would like, they already had a built-in lore of like, oh yeah, we got boogeyman in the woods. Yeah. So then they just made that shit real, which was like, it's kind of brilliant and fucked up.
Yeah, even in Nicaragua history, like the Native Americans there, whenever like the colonizers came, like they would try to convince them like the spirits that they believed in were real. So they were like horse masks to believe like horsemen were walking around that would like kill people and shit.
The Klan was a psyop.
Oh yeah,
they fucking dressed up in those fucking hoods because they were like, we're ghosts, which is the wildest fucking thing to fucking be like, oh yeah, ghosts fucking killed my dad and burned a cross in my yard. Like, no, that was the gas station attendant down the street that my dad got a little mouthy with. Like, that's dude.
That'd be funny that like now Jasper does ghost tours. He becomes out like a KKK
I think it's not. That's why when black people watch scary movies, like I wouldn't be doing that shit.
Yeah, dude. Oh my god, that is the funniest shit in the world. Of like black people watching horror movies. I know that's like a stereotype, but that is the like, it's funnier than the horror movies.
Oh yeah,
it's just like, get that little bitch. I would have left by now.
That's why it's always white people, because they're not scared of ghosts, because like, oh, they're on our side.
That's the worst part about like the whole like stereotype, or the not stereotype, but the whole thing in horror where black people die first. It's like,
that doesn't happen.
We would have
in real life.
Like, oh yeah,
the moment we heard a fucking like moan in the fucking night, I'd be like, with a gun.
But a white guy be like, what was that? Let's go check it out.
Let's go investigate. White people are just nosy as fuck. I think that is a stereotype for white people.
I am. That is the most.
You guys always put yourselves in shit that has nothing to do with you.
I do like watching movies at my house though, because like I will talk shit during it with my wife. I'll just be like, that was some dumb shit. I wouldn't have done that.
All the time when I watch movies.
I'm just like talking shit the whole time. Like, that's some dumb ass shit right there.
See, rookie mistake. Why are you going down?
Why is he going in that room? Why is he going in that room?
Why don't you have a flashlight? Why are you? Nah, dude.
He shot that gun 14 times. She only got 12 in the chamber.
Yeah, it is crazy how much people empty clips in movies, and like it seems like it never runs out.
He'll have like a revolver. He put like 20 rounds in it, dude.
It's like fully automatic somehow.
The most like fucking the gun you have to spend the most time reloading. That's infinite bullets. It's like, oh, wait a second, bad guys.
Yeah. Fucking Alec Baldwin is unleashing a clip on his chest.
Somebody had a joke about I forgot the guy's name, but he's from New York, black guy. He was just like, I wonder, P. Diddy's in prison, fucking Harvey Weinstein's in prison, fucking, R. Kelly's in prison. And they gotta be one guy in there. I was like, man, why am I in here with them? I just shot somebody. And he was like, that guy is Alec Baldwin.
Dude, have you seen that video of like Diddy? Like, I can't remember what the basketball player was. Like a white basketball player. He's like,
He dunks over him and he's just staring.
Dude, no, Diddy's like trying to get a whiff of his nut. Like while that dude's midair trying to dunk.
It's just, I every time I see that, I think about like the fucking the meme of The Weeknd. Like,
Yeah.
just like, yeah.
Dude, Diddy, I've never seen him so happy as he was so close to the man's testicles to his face.
I want to say that like because of what happened, I think that's with anything. Like if something terrible happens to like, well, no, if a person does something terrible, every like digital thing that they had before that is cast in a new light. And I feel like it might have been said in fucking like innocence in that time, but like it was so funny. There was like some round table that he was at, and they're picking like questions, and it's like different like celebrities and like musicians, and they have to answer the question. And PD's question was, "What if you're on your deathbed? What is the last words you say?" And he was just like, "I did it." I was like, bro.
I know. I did it all.
Yeah, I did it all. And I was like, bro, like under a new microscope. That's so fucking
Dude, I
suspect.
saw like a Diddy Vine that he posted, and it was like him laying in bed. He like looks around, and then just like a bottle of lotion next to him, and then it just cuts him beating a shit crazy. And you're like, ah! I'm like, dude, put that motherfucker under the jail, dude.
No, it's so fucked up how like the internet like dogpiled Justin Bieber for years, and then it come to find out he got fucking molested.
Oh yeah,
Like Jesus Christ. Like that shit was so fucked.
I saw one video of Diddy where he was like giving a speech. I think it was like at a university. It was like a formal event. There's a bunch of old people in the crowd. He's like, yeah, y'all ain't too old to party. Ain't no party like a Diddy party. And he licks his fucking lips. Like, this motherfucker about to clap some old dude's cheeks after this, dude.
Some fucking wrinkly cheeks, dude.
Yeah, dude, no one is safe from this dude. Ages 9 to 99, dude.
Dude, I still joke about this shit where it's just like, who would have thought Suge Knight wasn't the worst guy?
Yeah, Suge Knight looks like so much more justified.
Yeah. All he did was dangle Vanilla Ice off a balcony and hit someone with a car.
Yeah.
And give Easy AIDS, but
That fucking Diddy, fucking like 400 gallons of.
Yeah, did you see where he like said that on a Tonight Show thing?
Oh yeah.
That's fucking crazy.
Yeah, he hit him with the OJ hypothetical.
Yeah.
If I didn't do it,
So
but
you
if
can
I
stab a
did.
motherfucker with a needle and give him AIDS or some shit like that.
Yeah.
Dude, you said that on the Tonight Show?
you can pay.
And why is he on the Tonight Show?
Yeah, right? Because he thugged his way in, dude. He held fucking Conan O'Brien over.
David Letterman is just dangling from a fucking.
You gonna let
I'll have you on.
and I get to smoke cigars in the studio. Like,
Dude, that shit is crazy, man. God damn.
I do think it's hilarious that like everybody's just focused on the baby oil and not the crime.
The dildos and baby oil.
Yeah, just like, oh man, this motherfucker got dildos and baby oil in the house. He was also running a sex trafficking ring and molesting artists.
I think like the youngest victim is 9.
yeah, you know what I mean? Like, Jesus fucking Christ.
And
Like,
baby oil isn't even a lube. Like, you can't fuck with that.
that was my, like, somebody, like, brought up at, like, one of the, in Birmingham at one of the last mics, was just like, yeah, man, getting lubed up. I was just like, no. Like you use that for, like, a slip and slide or something. Like,
Yeah. That's how much like, freaky was. Like, all right, fuck, oil them up beforehand.
I'm gonna put this baby on my dick and put him inside a person. Like, that's crazy as fuck.
And he jumped on so many Biggie Smalls songs, so now it sucks listening to Biggie Smalls
I
and hearing
know, right?
and hearing P Diddy
dude.
jump in.
Yeah,
as
dude.
we proceed, and it's like, oh, the dude's gay. It just takes me out of it.
To give you what you gonna take. But also, Lord, please not let this be a universe where Biggie Smalls got fucking molested. Dude.
Yeah.
Like
He got molested.
Oh shit.
I think Biggie was probably too street. He was
Honestly,
pistol
yeah.
with him. Like that's one of the people. But he also like was just doing like fuck shit to like all of his artists, like Craig Mack.
Imagine P Diddy just face fucking Biggie Smalls.
No, he's grabbing his ears.
Oh. He did it. Don't fault me.
And then he's trying to forget, like, it was all a dream.
It was all a dream. I woke up and my butt kind of hurt. Nah, dude. But he did like on top of just being like, you know, just a fucking sex criminal. He was also like, you know, blew up Kid Cudi's car. That was like a fucking thing too.
He butt fucked Meek Mill.
Oh yeah, dude.
The audio.
How you feeling, Daddy? Taking a video after like fucking someone in the ass, like right after, and just being like, "How you feeling, Daddy?" And he's just like, "Oh fuck."
I felt so bad for Meek.
Because that was a fucking thing. It's like he had like really good music. Like I was a Meek Mill fan.
Yeah,
like
same.
fucking Noodles, the song like he had on like the fucking, I forgot the like name of the album, but like I used to bump that shit like constantly.
Yeah, and he seemed like a chill, like low-key kind of dorky kind of dude.
Yeah.
Like he seemed like a down-to-earth guy.
Yeah, because he was a.
What if he met P Diddy when he was writing Dreams, and then he made it Dreams and Nightmares? Hold up, wait a minute. Y'all thought I was finished?
That's what P Diddy said when he came on him.
Yeah.
It's Creams and Nightmares.
Yeah. Kid Cudi met Diddy. It was just day and night. But like, all right, parentheses, nightmare.
Day and night. I think about what he did to me.
He fucked my ass all night.
No. Nah, dude, that was the wildest shit. Cause they say he blew up fucking P Diddy's car,
Yeah.
and they say like the shit with like Meek Mills was so terrible because he was like just a fucking like kid from Philly, like street kid, and then he like blew up. But like I talked to some people about it too, and I'll pose the same question because I mean like I probably know your answers, but like comedy, fucking like who's your favorite comedian, Scott?
That's hard to say.
Just right now, like famous comedian.
Right now, I'd say
That has money.
I'd say Shane Gillis.
All right, so Gilly comes up to you. You guys are like partying. He's like, Scott, you're hilarious. I love your jokes. Blah blah blah. I'll put you on the next season of fucking Tires. Like, I'll have you open for me for my tour. But I gotta get in that ass. Would you let him do it?
Fuck, man, that's a hard question.
But that's what he did to his artist.
Oh yeah, yeah, he was doing it to everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. No.
Yeah. Like,
Jeez, mister.
yeah, before he even finishes, he said he's like, yes.
He's like, you want to face fuck me and grab my ears?
He got a lube capsule in his asshole and fucking clenching.
I just grab him by the dick and I'm like, yes.
Yeah, dude, fucking lube capsule like he's a fucking like he's a spy. Been a cyanide. It's KY chili.
He fucking clenches and pops that shit.
Fucking butt's leaking.
It'd be funnier if you just like fucked them and then just don't do anything for their career. Like, oh yeah, I can't do any of that, man. Sorry about it.
I was just playing.
Yeah, and then he had hidden cameras and shit. Like, I got his ass.
Literally.
Yeah. Charlie, would you?
Fuck, man.
Who?
I want to say no. Like,
You'd let Mark Norman clap your cheeks.
Fuck, man.
Ah, yeah.
Hey, I'm inside of you. Hey,
Comedy.
it's not rape.
Man.
You agree
That's
to it.
hard, man. Like, honestly, I think I wouldn't. Like,
No.
I like to think I wouldn't.
I'm fine.
I don't
I'm
think
good.
I would.
I'm good.
Because I have like a big ego, so I'm like, if you think I'm that good, I could probably still make it.
Yeah.
And also, like, what if I get fucked in the ass and then I'm just bombing in theaters?
Yeah.
You guys better laugh at this, okay? I got fucked in the ass to perform here tonight.
You're fucking bombing.
Yeah, Tampa. He's fucking dripping on stage.
He put a second capsule in there. He just got tight from bombing and set it off on accident. No, dude, no amount of money ever.
Like I wouldn't even like let a girl I like in there.
I don't even like butt stuff, so it's just like I would never fucking, you know.
Yeah.
I just
Yeah, I don't fucking
I was like molested already as a kid, so I'm like, I think I had my fix.
Getting molested is a lot like vegetables. When when you're forced to have them when you're young, you don't like it when you're older.
Exactly. So like, so Mark Norman's like, hey, let me get in his cheeks.
Yeah.
Like,
Comedy.
You already got burned once. You're not gonna get burned again. You got no gigs out of it the first time.
Nah, dude, because it's crazy. Like that's like people are so desperate for like money or attention.
Yeah.
You know that they would
see, like
compromise their morals.
Yeah,
I couldn't
fuck
be
your
like
way
that.
into
I'm
something.
not desperate like that, man. I do want to like make it or whatever, but like not that bad. Or I'm fucking I'm spreading my cheeks and shit. I'm sucking dick and all that.
Yeah.
Getting
great.
face fucked by Bert Kreischer.
His fucking sweaty belly is just mushing into your
It's just hitting your forehead.
your fucking nose and his fucking belly button.
Yeah, his belly button suction cup in my forehead. Yeah, I have a fucking hickey in my forehead with his fucking belly button.
Yeah, dude, you have all of his fucking like hair and sweat on your
Yeah, and like fucking Scott's out fucking bombing in Tampa.
Yeah, to get fucked and then bomb in Madison Square Garden.
You're in the garden just hearing crickets.
I heard one of Shane's homies, I think his name's Charles Bliznick.
Charlie Guerrero.
He opened for him at Scotiabank Arena, which was sold out, the most tickets ever, like the most highest occupancy for any event. That's where the Toronto Raptors play.
Yeah.
And Shane filled more seats than Toronto Raptors. And his buddy opened for him and literally got booed off stage. I heard about it in the comments and I checked his page and everyone was like, dude, keep working on it, man. Like there's a bunch of comments like, damn, how is Toronto? People just shitting on him.
Well, I almost started a gun at the end.
That's why I started watching Chase Moat Bomb on Kill
Yeah.
It is, man. It's like watching someone you know. It just makes it that much more. Because
that was
know,
incredibly brilliant.
I fucking like during that whole like time where like because Jasper was the one who put me on to Kill Tony, and when I would like go over his house and like would watch it, it's just like, dude, like I had an easier time sitting through beheading videos than fucking watching someone who's has the same dream as me try to fucking make it and just get shredded.
It's brutal. It's funny because like whenever I bombed the VFW, like when, in the moment, like it didn't really like because like I've bombed a ton. Like now it doesn't really affect me that much. But after the VFW bomb, I was like hanging out. I was like doing yard work the next day, and I had like anxiety. And I was like, what the fuck? I was like, oh yeah, I got fucking bullied by a crowd of vets.
Yeah, you got called fat by a Vietnam veteran.
And like I realized like, damn, like even if like in my mind is not really fucking with me.
Yeah, it's like I don't really give a fuck, but it does fuck with you subconsciously.
But, like my body, like I felt like anxiety, like it was weird. And that's how I felt after watching Chase Moat Bomb.
Yeah.
Like the next day, I felt weird. Like
that's why I don't like watching Kill Tony. I don't want to watch people do bad comedy.
Like, I've seen Chase do amazing, like he's an incredible like comedian, but then like you just like that's a different level, like graduating to that level. That was like me, like the anxiety, like to your point about anxiety, like when I fucking dude, it was so bad. I don't think I ever told you guys this, but the guy Renard, I opened for him in Florida. I opened, it was okay. I got way too drunk, way too fast.
At the block or somewhere else?
Yeah. I got way too drunk, way too fast. And like I did okay, but it was okay. And he like tore the roof off that motherfucker. So then like afterwards he was like, hey, you're from Birmingham, right? I was like, yeah. He was like, I'm going to be coming through there on a tour. Me and my friends are going to be doing Stardome. Would you want to do Stardome? And I'm like, yeah, sure. And like, the day it happens, like I'm getting ready to go and like, I can feel it in my chest. Like I'm kind of fucking nervous. And this is like the second time I've done Stardome, but it's still like every time I'm like, fuck. And I get up there and it's so funny. Cause like we get there, I talk to like the fucking audio guy and he's like, what you want your walkout song to be? And like Rich Homie just passed away. So I was just like, oh yeah, Rich Gang fucking lifestyle, So I was like, I was in the back and I was getting hyped up and I was like, you know what, dude, like have a good time. It's going to be fucking fun. and like this music comes on, and like I don't fucking, like, you guys know me, I don't fucking do this shit, but I dance. Like I kind of like dance to the mic, like, hey, and I'm like, you know, giving people hype. I pick up the mic, it's off. I pick up the mic and it's not working, and I'm like, hey, I tap the mic, and I'm kind of like, you know, trying to look at the sound stage, but there's like a giant light, so I can't even make out if anyone fucking notices. You piece of shit.
I only use this mic.
Hope you get fucking pink eye.
I get fucking brown eye for that shit.
But yeah, and then luckily, like, you know, there was another mic like right off stage, so I like grab it and I grab it, and I'm walking to this mic and I'm like, if this mic doesn't fucking work, like what the fuck am I gonna do? And then it works, and I'm like, well, why the fuck didn't they put this mic out? Why do they have this prop mic out that's not fucking working? And I made fun of it and like tried to do it, but like I felt like I fucking bombed, dude. Like, cause the momentum after that was so terrible. But it was hilarious because there was a white lady in the front row and she was cackling at all the shit. Yeah. But it's like one laugh, even if it's really good, in like a fucking a fucking Stardome sized room, just makes it feel so much worse.
Dude, I remember when I did the VFW show, like everyone was old, of course, but the host, it was like the host of like the restaurant, he was a young guy, and I was talking to him like, I'm gonna be going up. He's like, oh, I'm excited to see your shit, man. Like, yeah, I can't wait, because I was like conversating with him. And then after my set, he wouldn't even look me in the eye. like
that's the thing, dude. It's just like the fucking amount of shame after a bomb is like.
That's the thing. Is you need to, like, it's never more important to get another set in than after a bomb. Like, you need to wash yourself up, because like I kind of learned this from fighting. It's like there was like gyms where I'd go to and spar, and like one time I got fucked up, and then I never really wanted to go back to that gym. And it's like anytime after you have like kind of a traumatic experience, you need to go back into that exposure. It's like exposure therapy. Yeah. I heard a neurologist talk about it where he got like trapped in like one of those cages that they lower you down in, like where sharks are, and he like couldn't breathe and almost died because his like tank wasn't working, and he went back out the next day because he knew that like. Yeah. He's like, I need to get through that traumatic experience.
You have to get back on the horse. Yeah, like, you get thrown off,
or else that will sit with you and like be a real fucking thing.
Like develop like being able to become chill in stressful situations. Because I saw like MythBusters, Adam Savage talking about how like the most dangerous stunt they ever did, which is like showing how you can escape from a sinking car. But the sinking car, they didn't know it belonged to a smoker, and so as soon as it filled with water, like the water would like sting his skin and his eyes and shit. And so he had to tell himself like, calm people live, panic people die. And he was chanting that to himself and just going through the motions of how to escape.
Yeah, man. It's because there's been so many times like that was a big thing for me, like moving to Birmingham, because like one of the best mics they have, fucking quick plug, fucking shout out to fucking Brooks Bell, dude. He fucking runs Cahaba on Mondays, and it's the best mic in Birmingham. Like it's like it's the most fun mic. It's the most people and shit. But like,
I think he pissed off DBB.
Did he?
Down at the, I think he was trying to. Yeah, that's a story. DBB. He told us about. I think it was Brooks Bell, but he was like, "Hey man, who's that girl?" Like he messaged him after DBB was dead.
Oh shit! I remember that story. Yeah, he tried to.
Who's that? He's like, "Who's that girl that you were with?"
On his
he was like, "That's my girlfriend actually." And he was like, "Oh well." I thought she was actually kind of hitting on me, but that's kind of your thing. And he's like, yeah, whatever, dude. And he was like, yeah. So yeah, but no, she definitely was.
So funny, like,
I didn't say he wasn't a dirtbag. He runs a good show.
I just got the portable mic set up, pod set up, and I took it to Hype, and I was like, I'm gonna get DBB and Max on because I can never get them down here. And we record like a 30-minute pod, and I realized I recorded like 3 minutes because the battery died.
Battery died. Yeah, that's what he told me.
Yeah, and I was like, God damn it! It's like the footage is like, hey, what's up, everybody? Like.
No, dude, but like I fucking bombed there so fucking hard the first time. And the second time I went up, like when I like lived there, like I had to have that fucking redemption because like it was so fucking funny. Because like in the early days, you remember like before like the confirmed kill joke, it used to be like, oh yeah, PTSD. That means I don't do good with crowds and I don't trust Arab people. And then just like, just kidding, I'm good with crowds. And when I said that, there was like 3 Arab girls like in the front row, and like one of them kind of like stopped at her feet and like kind of went to her friend like and like felt like, and then just ate my dick after I did the retard joke. They weren't feeling that, but then I lived there, came back, did the fucking retard joke, it fucking popped, and I was just like, yeah bitch, it was never about me.
I'll be right back.
And they were in there without face covering, which is fucking terrible.
Bitch, where's your husband? Nah, dude. That shit's fucking crazy. But
Yeah, my second set ever was at Rock and Roll, and I bombed. This is the worst bomb I've ever had, probably. Yeah, probably my worst one.
Yeah, I would say.
Well, I had like two coworkers there that were dying laughing. But yeah, I was like, because that's like kind of like a progressive. Like, especially on the night that I went, it was like the Thursday night acoustic guitar night.
A lot of pink hair.
It's a lot of like very like progressive people, and I opened up with like, yeah, I'm actually trans. I did like a trans joke, and I just like could not read the room at all.
Nah, dude, it's really fucking. Because I want to say like my biggest two bombs were at Cahaba and at fucking Stardom. Like that fucking microphone being off, like, set the tone for the rest of the fucking set.
Yeah,
it's like, god damn it, dude, this is. And it was almost like the same shit Charlie was saying. Like the next day, I was like, maybe this isn't for me. Like, maybe I should fucking stop. Like,
but it's actually a full circle moment, because that second set I did where I bombed, the guy that works at the bar there named Jeff, he's like the older guy that usually works the bar. When I did the trans joke, he goes, "Read the room, Scott." And I was like, oh fuck, this isn't going well. And then like when I did it in April in the show, I think maybe Fomby was headlining.
Yeah.
And I had like a really good set, and he came up, he walked around the bar after and came up to me. He's like, "Dude, I haven't seen you do a set in a long time, man. You fucking gotten really good, man." And I was like, holy shit, dude, the first guy that heckled me just came back and was like, "Dude, you're crushing it."
What's funny is like one of my buddies listened to the show. He's like, "I don't know who any of these fucking people are." Like, we're always talking about like other comedians and shit. And they're like, "Yeah, I have no clue who Tyler Fomby is." I like, he was on the first step.
I think you might have like said this, but what was your worst bomb?
I mean, probably the
VFW.
VFW show. Like, that had to be probably my worst bomb. Like,
Wasn't there one you told me like you?
Oh, The Office was pretty
The
intense.
Office, but that one,
that was a failure from the start.
yeah, but that one, I had fun with
that was
it.
you.
Yeah, you played with that one.
burned the
Yeah,
room.
I was having fun with that one. But
You can turn into a bomb and like fucking make it.
Yeah,
you can
because like
you can enjoy
at the point I'm at now, like,
You kamikaze.
Yeah, you can kamikaze
where it's
the fucking room.
When I see a show like The Office, I'm like, all right, this doesn't even matter. Like,
Yeah,
this doesn't
exactly.
matter. But like with the VFW, everyone was paying attention. I mean, that was a setup from. I think I've talked about this on the pod like a ton, but like because the opener was a poet. Which is fucking weird.
Yeah.
And what the fuck? I mean, shout out DK Vanderson for fucking running the show. Like, what the fuck?
I didn't know he was attached to it. Oh shit,
Dude, he put me on the show. And so this like his name was like Auspicious or some shit. Like
that's so fucking gay. Dude.
yeah, dude, it was so weird. And he had this poem about like fucking an older woman and shit. And I was like, and everyone was like looking around like, what the fuck?
A bunch of grizzled war veterans are just like, what the fuck?
And then he was like, all right, here's your comic. That's right.
Stirred you up.
Yeah. And so then I thought to save it, I went up. I was like, damn, that was a good poem. Fuck, anyone else hard? Immediately, everyone was like, ugh. And I was like, oh fuck. And I started doing my normal like routine, like I get some jokes and like the blowjob a week bit, the clitoral hood. That gets a little bit of joke, like laughter, and then once I start to go into the baby's penis.
Yeah, they don't know who these rappers are.
I asked them, I was like, "You guys rap fans?" And they're like, "Yeah." And I was like, "You guys know DaBaby?" And they're like, "Yeah." And I was like, "All right, you guys."
Let's get into this.
Yeah, and then immediately I started talking about the baby's penis leaking, and I was like, "Yeah, I wanted to see." And someone was like, "Fag," and everyone laughed at the fag.
No, which one was the one that like I might be like mixing stories, but like
I'm gonna pee outside. Real
there was almost a fight, but you
Oh, that wasn't- yeah, that wasn't a
went
bomb.
to your car after you're like, what the fuck?
Oh yeah, that was like my fourth or fifth time doing stand up. I had like a whole routine about like my dad being a flat earther, and it just wasn't funny. Like I don't know, no one laughed. It was like silent most of the time. And I remember I went to my car, I was like, I'm gonna fucking kill myself. I like this fucking. That was like my first time bombing, like really bombing, and I was like, I guess I'm just gonna kill myself.
So is that not number one? Is VFW number one?
VFW is definitely number one because that one, like, I mean, like that first bomb
That's
affected
also
me.
just hilarious.
Yeah.
like just like some fucking grizzled like fucking like machine gunner named Carl just calling you a fag.
Dude.
It's hilarious.
Yeah, and I couldn't bring him back. Like every time I was like, fuck. I was like, you guys didn't like that one. Like trying to like kind of bring him back. Like, yeah, we didn't. Yeah. Like, and I was like, God damn, dude. Like trying to give me any slack. But then in the end, I was like, all right, I'm gonna fucking kill myself. Like, yeah, you should. Like, dude, it was bad. Yeah. Like it was bad. Like, and then I just sat there sipping my beer because I've learned, or I don't know. Every time I bombed, I don't know why I don't just leave. Like I stay there.
You gotta
like,
sit in it.
Yeah, I just sit and just take it.
No, it's like both times, like in both feelings, whether or not like I kill or I fucking bomb. Like I will stay at the venue until it fucking closes.
Oh yeah,
like,
yeah. That's how I was. But like with the Office show, like what made me feel good was like this dude that works at the 101 Smoke Shop, like down the road.
Oh yeah, I was focused on him the whole time. He was digging it the whole time.
And then it's funny because like I go to that smoke shop all the time, and he was like, "Dude, I actually fucked with that set. Like I thought it was fucking hilarious." I was like, "Hell yeah, man!" Like
him and like his other like crackhead buddy were just sitting up front just dying, and I was like, "This show's for you guys."
Giving everyone joints. And stuff. Like dude, it was cool. And
you have to have that fucking light in the storm, dude.
Yeah, you have to find somebody in the room that's digging it.
Because even if you fucking bomb by like your standards, like if you at least make like,
dude, that guy's actually really fucking cool.
Yeah,
it's fucked up though because like that 101 Smoke Shop got robbed at gunpoint.
Damn.
And he was there. And like, and I was like, and I'm like, that sucks. That guy's so fucking chill, like down to earth.
Yeah, that's why he got ran up on.
Yeah, dude, I know.
They're like, man, you're so cool. Yeah. If you like, run that shit.
That is funny, like, because like thinking about dealing drugs is you're worried about getting robbed, but like running a smoke shop where you sell Delta 8, you don't think people are just gonna walk in and steal your pack?
Yeah, it's funny because I had the same thought. Yeah,
it's like, what the fuck? I'm not running a trap house.
You committing a felony over fucking weed. It's crazy.
Yeah. It's funny because I heard he stole like Delta and Galaxy gas.
Yo, that's a YN, bro.
Yeah. Where the dope at, motherfucker?
That is a demon, dude. That is a broke drug addict.
They caught him like same day. Like, dude, he robbed that shit at like 8 in the morning.
Of course, he was like fucking on Galaxy gas.
Dude,
it's like some gangsters like, yo, I think there's a trap house over here.
Dude,
it's called 101 Vapes.
Yeah, he robbed that shit.
Let's go run up on it.
Like as soon as it opened, he robbed that shit. Like it's crazy. Like, dude, like imagine waking up like, fuck, I need some Galaxy gas. Like shit.
Yeah, he's a demon. That's a broke drug addict.
I got this 9. Fuck it.
It was Ricky.
Oh yeah, a little life update. My sister and Ricky have moved out.
Oh,
yeah,
word.
Yeah, they moved to Colorado.
Oh no shit.
Yeah.
Oh, you can hit her there, I guess.
Yeah. Dude, it's so funny because she was like, I'm debating taking Ricky with me, and I was like, why are you debating it? And, but like my sister's super sensitive. Like both my sisters are. Like they're both in toxic relationships, getting beaten and shit.
Jesus.
Like, yeah. So I stopped going at them. Like you guys are fucking. Because I used to be like, you guys are fucking stupid. Like I used to be like really aggressive about it, and they would just start crying and shit. So now I'm just like, do you really think this is the best decision?
You're Dr. Phil about it. Like,
yeah.
Did you ever like try to be like? Because I don't know if it's like big brother, little brother type shit.
Which I'm her little brother, but like.
Did you try to like fucking get in anybody's face about like the shit? Like, did you ever go to Ricky and be like, yo, you need to chill the fuck out?
Oh, I only had to do it like once because he drank my liquor. And that's when I was like, all right, man.
Hey,
like,
you can hit my sister.
Yeah,
but if you drink my liquor, dude, we got problems.
Because like I mind my business, man. You want to hit my sister? That's you and her.
Yeah. I put my headphones on when you're going to Saturday.
Yeah, but
if you want to practice combinations on my sister, you can. But you don't touch my fucking liquor.
Yeah, I mean, I basically had to be like, because I was like, look, man, like I'm letting you live in my fucking house and shit. And I was like, if you drink my liquor again or something, like you're out of here. Like I don't give a shit. Like I'm sorry, but you can't be doing that shit around here. Because I feel like it's kind of like he's trying to show dominance or something.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
The boundaries.
Yeah, exactly. And so like
it's
funny because like I saw like half the liquor bottle was empty, and I was like, who the fuck drank this shit? Like I know I didn't drink that shit.
you look around the room, it's like Emmy, your sister, and him like waiting. Like look at all my donuts. He has like a facial about it.
Yeah. But he wasn't home at the time, and so I messaged my sister. I was like, "Did you drink my liquor?" And she was like, "No." I was like, "Okay, fucking Rick drank that shit." And so whenever he came back, and I was like, which is it's funny because he's like way bigger than I am.
Yeah,
it's like
it's a pretty solid dude.
Yeah, I mean,
it was kind of not trying to be like domestic violence is funny, but it was kind of funny like seeing the proportions of your sister and him, and I'm like, I see it.
Wait, was he the black guy that lived here?
Yeah.
Okay, I walked in on him taking a shit one time. And he didn't even say anything. He just looked at me like
he pulled that plastic gun.
He was like, "Ooh, I'm gonna punch Charlie's sister about this."
Like, he's not even gonna try, Scott. He's just like, just wait till she gets home.
I was like, "Oh, my bad." He was like,
Yeah, dude, it's weird. I don't know how these bitches, like my sisters, I don't know how they just know how to find a dude that hits. It's not like they say that in the first date. Like
they find dudes that are like shadow boxing at the bar. It's like,
they're shadow boxing in front of the women's shelter. And
doing fucking shit up on the street like
on the scaffold.
Yeah, that guy looks cool, dude. That guy looks interesting. I can fix him.
Yeah, that's what it is. They always think they could fix him. Like both my sisters always think like, "Oh, I can fix this guy." Like, and I'm like, "You guys are fucking stupid."
Yeah, dude. It's not a tree house. Like, what
yeah,
are you trying
and then
to
my
do?
dad was calling me a fucking faggot and shit for not having a girlfriend. And I'm like, dude, I've seen you guys' relationships. Like you guys should be lucky I'm single. I would be beating bitches probably.
Yeah, you're the reverse.
It's funny because if anything, Amy would be hitting me. She's
"I was gonna say, we had done the pod. You go in your
That would be so fucking funny if like next time I see you, you're like wearing shades because you have a black eye, and you're just like, no, you guys don't know. Emmy's not like that all the time.
Nah, dude, Amy's a fucking sweetheart. I don't think she does.
Oh no, she is.
You two are like technically sparring with shin guards and like gloves.
Yeah, and it's technically unfair because she's a higher weight class.
Yeah. I was gonna say she looks like she doesn't even know how to make a fist. Like it's like she's the sweetest fucking person in the
If
world.
you watch her run, you'll be like, okay, that's like when you're like you run like a girl. That's what they mean. And it's funny 'cause, like I like throwing knives that I practice throwing out in the backyard, and I was like, you want to throw some knives with me? That bitch throws a knife like she's aiming for the moon. Like
It's a lot of arc on it.
dude, like, she can't throw. It's so like her posture is like it's like the knife weighs 40 pounds. Like it's what it looks like. It's like
looks like it looks like a javelin.
and she like. And like somehow like her legs are involved with throwing. You know what I mean? It's like, dude, your legs should be planted. Like you shouldn't move while you're
She
throwing.
throws it like a fucking pitcher. Like, it's like takes the leg up.
Yeah, and because I'm getting kind of decent. I was like, you know, you got to do like this. And she's like, her leg goes up. Like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah, bro. Oh man, I want Emmy to hit you now. Like, I want that lure.
I feel like throwing stuff like that is like all about like the timing of when it hits. Also, because
that's what it is.
It's funny to like try to throw it at someone and just like bounce it. It just hits the back,
like,
the back of the blade just hits them.
Because I have a big fucking ego and shit. So I was like, I don't gotta watch YouTube videos and throw a knife. Like I'm just gonna figure that shit out. And so like what I've realized is like you got to do the same distance.
Yeah.
Kind of in your mind.
You get down a rotation of.
Yeah, you know the
distance,
rotations in your mind. So like right now, I only threw from like maybe from here from me to you. So I'm like that's like 2 rotations to me.
Yeah.
So I'm like, and so now I know like all right, if I go double, it's about 4 or whatever. No. So if Ricky comes back and
Like as soon as he steps into the yard, like a shuriken just hits him.
It's like, hey Ricky, you should come to Columbus Axe on Tuesday.
yeah.
He's like 2 lanes down, like you go behind and just turn.
Nah, but what if he's high speed and fucking catches that shit with his palms in midair?
Yeah, dude. And then he pulls out the plastic gun.
He fucking beams that shit in the head.
That to this day is still the funniest.
Dude, that shit was wild. I can't believe she didn't leave him after that. You know what I mean?
Dude. Fucking.
Like,
Not even. I could see like it's still just as dumb, but like robbing a person with a fake gun is crazy dumb and dangerous.
Yeah.
But just getting into an argument.
yeah. What's even worse is like, which I found out he wasn't even in an argument. He just said the bitch was looking at him like, like the bitch was looking at him sideways or some shit. So, goddamn, dude.
Did they? I mean, like, did shit? So did nothing happened from when? Like,
So he's got a court date, I think, in like December or something.
Oh, so he's got to come back.
He's got to come back.
You think he's gonna fucking do the race?
He fucking
He's like Manquel. running through the woods, whatever they do.
No, dude, he's taking it.
Yeah, that shit's wild. I think my sister didn't listen to this shit. She'd be pissed off. Yeah, because
Depends on the truth.
dude, that's what pisses me off with my sister. Because she's like, I'm tired of people in my business. Like, well, bitch, maybe you shouldn't be putting me in his business. Because like, I wouldn't even know about this shit if
if our walls weren't so thin.
Yeah.
No.
I was like, it's on the pod. You can't fucking pump this shit. Like,
Not gonna lie, if I'm taking L's, I don't want people knowing either.
No, that is
yeah.
No. She's not wrong. If this ever comes up, Charlie's sister, what's her name?
Claudia,
you're not wrong.
Yeah.
It's hilarious.
Yeah, I'm sorry I decided to be a comedian.
I'm sorry that this is funny and I have to work with it. Because for what it's worth, it's like our 10 viewers. No one gives a shit. Like,
It's funny because there's like 20 consistent viewers that watch the podcast.
3 of them are in the room right now.
Yeah. And I was gonna say, and it's like they only watch half the shit.
Yeah.
When I watch the view time, they usually cut off around about half. That's just. If you're listening this far in, hit a like, hit subscribe, comment down below.
Comment down below. We haven't got sponsored by Blue Chew yet, but we're still working on it.
Yeah, we're working on the Bluetooth spawns.
Better help.
Dude, definitely better help, dude.
Which I don't think Rick's ever hit my sister. Just as to clarify, like as far as I know, shit, I don't fucking know. But I've never seen her with a.
But if she has, better help.
Yeah, she's never met.
Also, like, you can't hit a lady with scoliosis, dude. That's crazy.
Yeah, I used to be too aggressive about it with her. That's why she doesn't talk to me as much. Because I used to just be like, leave him. Are you fucking stupid?
No, I had to do the same thing with my sister because, like, her boyfriend wasn't abusive. He just the way he would move, you wouldn't even think they were in a relationship. Like, all he ever did was like invite her over to the apartment and like hang out and do shit.
Yeah.
But like they dated for 7 years and she never met his family.
Yeah,
That's weird.
Yeah,
That's fucking
yeah.
crazy.
Because I'm like whenever she left, we went out to Chinese food. I tried to talk to her about it. Like, I was just kind of like Rick doesn't have a car, he doesn't have a fucking job, like he doesn't have anything going for him. He's got
Probably got some sweet meat, dude.
Yeah. Dude, just look at him.
Yeah. Scott, did you take a look at his dick? When you came in on him when he
I caught a lot of his leg.
it was in the water.
Just sit in his shit.
But it's too long to get a UTI.
Yeah, dude. You didn't know where fucking dick started and shit began.
Dude, I got a UTI once, and it's funny because I got it because I was doing ketamine and drinking, which apparently because when you do ketamine, you're like you piss it out. And so it's funny because I read the book, but I didn't read the full chapter. Like, I was like, all right.
I get it.
Yeah.
Horse tranquilizer.
It's funny 'cause literally the next page was like, yeah, don't drink. and then
calcify your fucking bladder.
Yeah, so I got a UTI, and my cousin's a doctor. And so I called him up, and I was like, and I haven't talked to him in years. Well, like, look, man, I don't
the
mean
gay one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And I was like, I don't want to just hit
That's
you
why.
up. Yeah. Dude, yeah. And then I was like, I don't want to hit you up for like medical reasons or whatever. But like, I mean, like, I think I got a UTI, like a fucking. And he was like, "What do you think caused it?" And I was like, well, I'm a comedian. And I was doing a show, and I had to drive back. I was like 5 hours, and I held the piss the entire way. And I think that's the cause. And he's like, well, it's actually very unlikely for men to get UTIs from holding piss. And he's like, have you had any unprotected anal sex? And I was like,
stop flirting with me, cousin.
And I just said yes.
Yeah, you're like, yeah, I balled up in me.
Yeah, because I'd rather him think I'm fucking ass. You're ripping lines. You're
Like,
Miller
you'd
Lite.
rather think that you'd rather him think that you're gay than a drug.
It's like, yes, obviously I crush ass, dude. I'm not just doing ketamine by myself.
He starts inviting you to gay clubs.
Yeah, but he was able to give me the prescription, and he got the UTI medicine and went away in like 3 days.
Hell yeah,
But dude, I had it for like a week. dude. That
Dude,
shit
can he
is
write
ass.
any other scripts, dude?
Oh yeah. He can't. He's like rich.
Can he give me give me Adderall?
I don't know. I think it's psychiatry that needs Adderall and shit, but I'm not sure. I know it's like per state the way it works, because I know in like some states even just a psychologist could give you Adderall. Because like I took psychology in college, and because I wanted to be like
Yeah. If you're a psychiatrist, you can prescribe drugs, but if you're a psychologist, you can't. I think.
yeah, because like
Psychiatrists can.
Yeah, because in school we talked about like the main difference between psychiatry and psychology. Like psychology thinks that you can solve the problems without drugs.
Yeah.
And psychiatry is like, well, the
You
problem
can
is
prescribe if you
yeah,
need
it's
to.
a chemical imbalance that causes the problem. Which is funny because like there's some dude is like, dude, my wife left me, my house burnt down in Hawaii, and yeah, my life sucks. I already fucking have some Adderall. So, yeah, that's why he's depressed.
Bruh.
Not because he lost everything.
Dude, you need to try Adderall.
Hey man, do you want to do the same drugs as Panzer Tank driver during the Blitzkrieg?
Yeah.
It's funny because I
You
remember
need to get a rip.
Yeah, 'cause, like before I was with Emmy, I was like dating around, like talking to a lot of girls, and I met this girl that was like, she was like, yeah, I'm fucking like I'm depressed and I have anxiety, like I think I need like drugs or whatever. And then I was just talking to her.
And you're like, shut up, bitch.
Yeah.
You dumb cunt.
Yeah, and her life was basically hell. Like her life sucked, and I was like, "Are you sure it's not because your life fucking sucks?" like that. Like I think anyone would have
She didn't
depression.
call me after that.
Yeah. She hated that. I was like, maybe you should just try to improve your life.
That wasn't like a Joe Rogan take. He would also say, they'd be like, a lot of these guys are on like psych meds. It's like, dude, it's like maybe your life just sucks. You need to get a better life. And Joe Rogan's like hundreds of millions of dollars. It's like
maybe you should.
but there is truth.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, if your life sucks,
Can do like fucking ice plunging.
Yeah, just pick up a bow, bro.
Pick up a bow, faggot.
yeah.
Oh man.
Some of that is like there is shit that's out of your control, and there's a lot of shit that you can't control.
Exactly. Like if everything's so like, yeah, because like in a lot of cases there'll be like normal guys, like they have like a normal job, their life is fine, and they have like depression. And then oftentimes that is like because of some kind of chemical imbalance, because he has no real reason to be depressed. Whereas like depression is weird because like
It's internal and external.
yeah, because you have physical symptoms, but it's weird because depression is like a fever, right? Because you got to think like through like the lens of evolution, everything has a purpose, and so depression is like a fever, because like a fever can kill you because it's trying to kill the disease inside of it, and so it's kind of your body doing the same thing, but because of behavioral and societal like external issues. Like your body's kind of shuts down.
Your body's like, oh no, you're a fag. You need to fix this.
Oh man, you sucking dick behind the Waffle House. You should feel ashamed about that.
Yeah.
I think that's like, to your point, like that's a core thing of just like, I feel like that's some level of our conscience like talking to us.
Yeah.
To where it's just
yeah.
like,
Yeah, it's telling you something's wrong.
Yeah.
telling you something's wrong.
But like you don't really understand it like consciously fully, but your body's physically like reacting to something and you don't understand why. And it's like people like to jump to drugs because it gives you that temporary solution.
Yeah.
Because like I remember we talked about how like my teacher was like, yeah, I don't take ibuprofen. He was like, I want to solve the issue. I don't want to just numb the pain. And he was actually a cool ass dude. He was like ripped and
Yeah, I try not to take any like pain medicine and shit like that.
yeah, same. I almost never take ibuprofen or anything. I just take that shit out.
I do actually do that. No, but I mean, like, as someone who's like a former fucking drug addict, like that was me. Like fucking, like PTSD was like really fucking, and that was the thing, because like I would have like it wasn't even like early days, because like I think right after like deployment, it was like I was still pretty ripped. Yeah, and I had like money, and I was like getting pussy. So there was like those fucking distractions, but like. Once like the bottom fell out and I had to move back here, and I was like living at my mom's, and it was just like
where were you living before that?
Because like
Washington.
Yeah, that dude that I rapped with,
like DC or like
State.
Okay, way up there.
Yeah, the dude that I rapped with when I first met him, he was like, yeah, I'm actually like recovering from like being a drug addict. He's like, I think the army really helped me. He gave me like a routine and shit. But, like when he moved back to town, like went back to his childhood home and shit, he was like, yeah, it's really hard for me not to fall back into shit. And it's funny because like as soon as he moved away, he became like a super athlete. Like all he did was focus on his health and his body and shit. And like,
I mean that's what I did. Like after I got clean, like I started doing powerlifting.
Yeah.
If you get caught up at hanging out with bad people too, like
oh yeah.
Like I shouldn't be hanging out with you guys. No, I'm kidding.
That was
I used to hang out with a pretty bad crowd like when I was in high school and shit. Like
no, I mean that was the reason I fucking popped hot, because like when I was getting deployed, that was like the first time I got diagnosed with high blood pressure. So the officer who diagnosed me went on leave, and he wasn't coming back for like a month. And in the military, if like a doctor diagnosed you with something, they have to be the one to lift the flag, because like I was going through processing to deploy. So like they were like, yeah, until he gets back, like we can't do anything. So they put me on rear detachment, and rear detachment is basically all the people who are either getting medically chaptered or getting chaptered for like somewhere they fucked up, whether they like popped hot on a drug test or like got a DUI or like something like that. So when I was in rear D, there was a chick that I was fucking at the time that had gotten popped for fucking weed. Yeah. And she was like on her way out and like didn't give a fuck. And I was just hanging out. Like, that's why I started doing blow for the first time, started doing Molly, fucked around and started smoking weed. And then like it was literally the week before I was supposed to deploy, they hit me.
Damn.
They hit me with a drug test. So I pissed hot, and I was already in country by the time it got processed. So the girl who I was like friends with in the like S4, it's like the people that handle all that shit. She was like, "Yeah, dude, I saw your paperwork. You came up on the blotter."
Damn.
And I was like, So I was forthcoming. Like I told like, I told my higher ups like, "Look, listen, I got involved with the wrong folks. Like, I was smoking weed because I was scared to come here."
Yeah.
And it was a lie, but it was just like, because I was just partying. But I told him, I was like, yeah, like I was nervous about coming. So like I smoked weed because I thought it might be my last time, so. But they were cool until we came back. And then they were like, nah, nigga, you gotta go.
Dude, I accidentally offended J-Dubs. I can't remember what show it was. This was like maybe a month ago, maybe 2. And I was sitting there drinking. I was sitting next to J-Dubs. And I was like, you were in the Army. I was like, what happens when you get kicked out for being too fat? And he was like, I wasn't kicked out for being too fat. and I was like, yeah, no, like I didn't mean that. He's like, no, man, I wasn't kicked out for being too fat.
That's funny as fuck.
And then like he went up next on stage and he did like a whole setup like how he used to be ripped and hot.
He's fucking doubling down.
Yeah, I felt so bad.
I didn't kicked out for being too fat.
Yeah, dude,
I just shot a kid.
Yeah, I felt so bad because like I didn't like that's not what I meant. Like I was just curious what happens when you're too fat. Like do they like I thought like maybe they put you on Weight Watchers or some shit.
No. They put you on a diet, and then
How can you be fat in the Middle East?
no, dude.
It's like you sweat that shit out.
There was a guy who was so fat in my unit that he couldn't even put his plates in.
What?
Like his fucking vest like wrapped around him like like cellophane.
Oh my god!
And it was fucking crazy, dude. Like he could get the forward facing one in, but he couldn't get the back one in. And it was just like I remember like because we all like meet up before like mission and do like checks on like vehicles and all this other shit. And he was like in the vehicle like after me, and I was just like, dude, I'm glad you're driving. I'm glad, I'm glad you're not hopping out.
They start shooting at his back. He just turns around and goes backwards.
If it ever
Fat brain. It's also like he's so fat, his fucking plate looks like a Pop-Tart. Like he's fucking just so fat, and the fucking plate looks like a goddamn like fucking checker like on his fucking shit.
If it ever got too cold at night, you could just open them up and sleep in them like a tauntaun or Hoth.
No, dude, he was so fat, but he just had like sergeants that kind of just pushed him through, because most people like. I don't know if it was like maybe he had something medically wrong, but like that's a divider. It's just like you do PT tests like every other month, and if you fail, they put you on extra training. If you're fat, they put you on a diet plan, and if you don't do anything, then you get medically chaptered. To where it's just like, you're not in trouble, but like you're too fucking fat for us to fucking do anything with you.
Yeah, it's funny because my dad told me that whenever he went to basic, he was the only guy that weighed more after basic. He said when he joined in, he was so skinny. He was like the Haitian immigrant.
Put on
told me-
muscle, yeah.
Yeah, he told
Oh
me.
no, yeah, I shot
Yeah.
up 20 pounds in basic.
Yeah, because my dad told me he was like eating ducks from the park and shit. Like when he first moved to the U.S. Yeah.
It's a Haitian immigrant. Dad came to the
Yeah.
States and a lot of pets started going
Yeah,
missing.
yeah, dude, it's funny because like whenever the Haitian shit was going on, I asked my dad. I was like, "Yeah, you hear like what Trump said about like Haitian immigrants eating like fucking ducks and cats and shit?" He was like, yeah, I ate ducks when I first went to the US.
He was like, oh yeah, ducks is
Yeah,
good.
but
eating.
yeah, but he was like, because in Nicaragua that's like normal, like people just eat ducks and shit.
But that is hilarious because like duck is such like a fine dining thing. Yeah. This nigga's eating duck breasts in the park.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
He's fucking feathering and fucking like field dressing
Yeah.
ducks.
And
like,
he told me like the first time he got ranked up was like they were doing some shit where like he had to like jump over like these logs that were like high up, and he said he was the only guy that was able to do it, and then like he was like a week later he got promoted because like everyone else because like the guy was like, how come none of you guys can fucking like look at him, he can fucking do that shit, and
but also he's Hispanic. He's good at
yeah, he said like the next day he was like the most sore he's ever been because he said he put like literally everything to jump over the logs.
He's fucking straining to sit down on the shitter.
Yeah,
He's just like,
Yeah, he was talking about how like just like lifting his arms hurt.
Yeah.
Like
That was a thing though, dude. Because like when I went in, I was like 145,
Damn.
150.
damn.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
how much I weigh now.
That's what I'm saying. I
Yeah.
was like, that's what I wrestled at in high
Yeah.
school because I
Damn.
was still like probably like your height. Like,
Yeah.
But then because I joined when I was like 17, but then like 18, it was just the perfect like foul swoop of like
Yeah.
I'm working out every day and then I got my growth spurt. So I like fucking I got bigger and I got
Yeah.
fucking wider and I left basic. I was like 190.
Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah. In high school, I was like 125, 130. Like I was really small. And I mean now I'm like 145, which isn't like a big jump. I still look pretty much the same as I did in high school.
No, like it was crazy because like it was all muscle. Because there was a point where like I was like enjoying like being a fucking stud. Like I was like,
Oh yeah.
I was because there would be like times where like if we're not like doing classes or doing whatever, we just have free time. I would like put my fucking vest on and like go outside and like do pull ups in my vest.
Yeah,
and, like, go for
dude.
a
Yeah,
run.
dude. My dad used to be sexy. Like I saw a picture of when he was young. Like when my oldest sister was first born. He was like ripped.
Yeah, that was
like-
the only time in my life I had a six pack.
Yeah, which my dad is still like insanely like he's got a lot of muscle on him. My dad's built like a log. Like he's about my height, but he's like
Barrel
wide as
chested,
shit.
dude.
Yeah, he's like
Yeah,
wide as
yeah.
fuck. And dude, his strength always blows my mind. Like every time I see him do shit, and he could jump like the highest I've ever seen a guy that height jump.
Like a border wall. Like,
Dude.
He's fucking Alexis Arguello.
Yeah.
No, dude,
El Flaco Explosivo.
He has
damn.
he has dad. It's like dad strength plus military strength.
Yeah, dude, that's just like it blows my mind every time I see
He has
it.
the
Like,
craziest calf muscles, probably.
dude, I've seen him lift like a full like tree. I swear to God. Like
fucking on his shoulder.
yeah, I remember one time like he was doing some shit in the attic and like the string on the light bulb was like bare like an inch long and he just fucking jumped up and pulled it. That shit was like 40 feet in the air. It looked
That'd be
like,
so funny if like he went through the fucking ceiling. He's so dense, he just
Yeah.
crashes back.
He did the
down.
Mario jump that you did earlier.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah.
He does a double jump. That's because he's older. So he has more XP.
yeah, which my dad told me how he got into the U.S., which is like my aunt.
Illegally? No, I'm kidding.
Illegally, like
Yeah, this nigga eating ducks.
because like apparently like when he was like young, they could only afford to send one sibling to like America because it was like my dad he has 13 siblings, and so they sent one sibling out there. When she grew up, he found out about visas, so he was able to get a visa to the U.S. and he just stayed. And that's how like my family got here basically.
No, I mean like
You gotta
that
lock
was-
down a woman.
There was a lot of
You
there
get
were
over
a
here.
lot of dudes in. I wouldn't say a lot. There was like 3 guys in my basic that were there for citizenship. There was literally a Mexican like dude who barely spoke English. Yeah, he barely fucking spoke English. And like it was so funny because he was 3rd platoon and they kind of made him the mascot of 3rd platoon.
Yeah.
So when we did the
Pinata.
yeah, he was probably built like fucking Charlie's dad, but we did the fucking it's not called the bazooka, but I can't fucking remember. But like the fucking we got to fire it. Like, so it was whoever like ranked like as far as like shooting quals like high in the platoon, you got to like live fire it. So I was PG, so I was like, you know, hey, y'all, let me fucking fire that bitch. And they were like, okay. So I ended up like firing it. It's fucking crazy, like how, like, because there's just basically when it fucking fires, a fucking giant fireball shoots out the back of it. And you feel that shit on the back of your neck. And it was the coolest fucking experience. So then this guy.
Was it loud as shit?
Yeah, it wasn't like loud. Like, it wasn't loud till it like hit. It was just it was almost like, have you ever like fucking like sprayed aerosol into something and then lit it and it just like you know, shoots out? It was that. So like that fucking went out. So then it was third platoon's turn and it was that guy because they were like, everybody was like, yeah, let him shoot it. And he shot it off into the woods. And no one knew where it is. So the whole range got shut down and the range police showed up because we were all aiming at, because they have like cars in the lane to shoot at. So like I hit a car, the other guy hits a car, and then this motherfucker just like, and it just goes off into the woods. Yeah. And it was so far, we couldn't even hear the explosion. So that motherfucker, he shut down the range for the rest of the day. And it was so fucking funny because he was just like, I do good. I do good. Like, he kept saying that. Yeah. And then all the sergeants are like, no, man.
They shut it down because like they thought it didn't explode.
It left the
didn't
range.
Explode or something.
It left the fucking range.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Like, because it's like it's a football field that we're like shooting into, and there's like different cars. And we're also kind of like elevated a little bit, but like not much. But he fucking just shot it off, went over the cars and into the woods. We didn't hear an explosion, didn't see a tree go down. And there's also like roads like in the woods. So like I'm thinking, dude, can you imagine like some guy's just on his way somewhere and they just get smacked by a fucking ordnance, like just fucking just blows the car up.
Yeah, and if you go to Fort Benning in certain areas, it's like beware of duds. There's like signs about that. I remember like the first time I ever went to the shooting range with my dad, like it fucking blew my mind because like my dad's friends with like a super nerdy like white dude. I don't know how the fuck they became friends because I swear he can't understand my dad. And, but like I
he actually knows Spanish and like
he was like an officer or something. But like and he's got all these guns, so we went out to the range and my dad's like, oh, this is like the pistol we used in the army or whatever, and we're shooting like a zombie target, and he's just shooting like he shoots like a huge hole in the forehead, and then he's just having fun. He's just shooting all the fingertips off the zombie and shit.
Dude, I didn't know your dad was a shooter like that.
Dude, yeah, it was blowing my mind. And then the nerdy guy comes up, he starts shooting, and then he puts on his glasses, and he's like, I hit the fingertips. And I was like, motherfucker, that wasn't you. Like, bro thought he hit
the white man trying to take the brown man's fucking accomplishments.
Yeah, and I was about to say something, my dad was like, just let him think. Let him think that he hit that shit.
Do you go to the range, Scott?
I went one time, and... I shot my pistol in my backyard one time. I just walked in the backyard. Just like
I've shot like 3 guns in this backyard.
I was gonna say you have that fantastic bit about going to the range.
Yeah,
you make that.
After that, because I felt like really out of place. It's funny to have like an emotional breakdown and like a very insecure feeling.
In this backyard, I've shot a 12 gauge, a 45, and a 9mm.
I know a guy that offed himself at the range and that I went to.
Damn.
Like
he was in the range.
Yeah,
like
he killed himself at the range.
Damn.
Yeah.
I've seen like crazy like the craziest fucking range action I've ever seen. Wasn't fucking like there for it, but it was just it wasn't even like a full video, but it was like this guy like with this little girl like teaching her to shoot.
And she actually shot him.
Well, he was like standing over her shoulder, like trying to help her, but he didn't like grip it enough.
Yeah, it recoiled
so
back.
It like recoiled and then like it flipped backwards and it went off again, and like she like accidentally shot him in the fucking face. Well, it wasn't really her fault. Like it was just the recoil, and her finger was still.
I heard a story like that. I heard a story like that where like, I mean, this is not to be racist, but it was like a black dude, and and he was shooting his gun sideways. and like
And cops showed up. They're like, get him.
His fingers were greasy from shaking.
I mean, I wasn't there. Like, this is a story I heard, and he was doing it at a range. He was shooting his gun sideways, and like the recoil made his arm bend, and he shot himself in the chest.
Yeah.
And yeah. Which I remember, I went to the range with my buddy, the guy I was rapping with, because he was in the Air Force.
The meth head?
Yeah. Well, he's not a meth head anymore. Yeah. Like, we went to the range, and he bought like this huge revolver. I think it was a 44 or something. And he's a big dude. He's like 6'3", and he was shooting it, and that shit was like making his arms recoil.
Oh, that shit'll walk on you, dude.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm not gonna shoot that.
If you get like
I
the
was
biggest revolver they have, I've seen a guy shoot one that goes like.
Yeah, that's what it looked like. Like he was holding it with both hands. That shit was jumping up.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, I'm not gonna. That's just
Those
gonna hit
things,
my
those
forehead.
things fucking walk, and it's a part of like the design of like if you hit someone with that, you're not like it's like a pistol, like a fucking like a 45 or some shit. Like people can eat maybe a couple bullets depending on where you put them at, but like those things, like they fire that way because it's like you get hit.
Yeah, because
it's taking something off of you.
Because like his wife is like in love with bears, and she's like a nature person, and so
She
they're
fucks bears.
Yeah, she fucks bears, and so like they were about to go on a hike and try to find bears. So it was like he's like I bought a gun that they said could kill bears.
Yeah,
and so it was like this huge ass revolver, and I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna shoot that shit, dude. I'm gonna break my nose. Like,
no, I mean like that's the funniest reoccurring video of like early internet of that like skinny fucking white girl like firing her revolver and just cracks her in the fucking nose and breaks her nose. Like,
yeah, because when I was in high school, like when I was in the range with my dad, like we shot an AK, and I didn't even like back then I didn't know how heavy like guns were.
Yeah, they're pretty heavy.
And this AK was like heavy as fuck. Like I was like, I didn't even know if I could shoot this because like I was a tiny kid. Like
I was a little boy.
Yeah, I was a little boy, man. I hold this big ass AK.
looking like a child soldier.
Yeah, my dad was a child soldier. Yeah, he was a child soldier in the Nicaraguan Civil War.
Are you serious?
Yeah, he would tell me stories about it. But their guns back then were homemade. Like he told me the rifle he had was like a tube. That it was like it was basically a slingshot. Like you like sling the firing pin into the bullet. No. Yeah, that shit's crazy.
The only gun I have is a 1911
Those are good guns, though.
Colt 45.
Yeah, those have a lot of kick in them. Yeah. At least for me. I don't know for you.
It's got some kick, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
bullets are big.
My wife took a couple rounds.
And I like couldn't get it to fire the first time I had it in the backyard, and I was like fucking around with it. And my wife was like recording me because I was like gonna shoot something, and I like pretended to look in it. I was like, I like pretended to shoot myself.
And the rap song I just played on my phone. We actually played we played the recording of the 45 being shot.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Do you have any guns, Travis?
I have a shotgun.
Nice.
I keep it. I've had it for like longest time. Like bought it from
That's a good one to
one of
have.
the cooks. It's a home defender. I think that's the name of it, but yeah, it's just like fucking.
But you use it for home invasions.
Yeah, dude. I use it to break into people's houses. Yeah, like it's fucking super fucking nice. But I've only fired it one time, and it was literally like I just bought it, and I was like staying like.
What does it shoot, like 12 gauge? Or?
Yeah, dude, that shit will hurt your ear.
Yeah, that shit hurts your shoulder, dude.
Yeah, I shot a 12 gauge in my
God.
backyard with no ear protection. I was like, boom, and dude, my ears are ringing.
No, it was
shit's
like
loud.
I have tinnitus because of that.
Yeah.
It's funny because like speaking of that, like a couple weeks ago, I got paid out $1,000 out of nowhere
For an earplug thing?
For the earplug.
Yeah.
I had fucking like signed up for the
3M.
Yeah, for the 3M
Nice.
class action, and I'd forgotten about it. It was like years.
Yeah, you were
Hell
at
yeah.
Camp St. Lejeune.
Yeah, I drank the piss water. Yeah, but it was funny as fuck because it was like like I'm fucking I moved. I don't have a fucking job right now, so I was kind of down bad. And I just remember like going to look at my account to see if I can go a little further in the red because I was gonna go fucking get groceries.
Yeah.
And it was like fucking $1,000 there back. I was like,
Jesus.
where the fuck did this come from? I called my bank to make sure they're like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, it's from a thing of this and this. I was just like, oh shit, I forgot that.
Yeah, Umber, like, cause my dad loves guns and shit, and he's like super good at shooting them and stuff. And I asked him like, how come you don't have a gun? He's like, cause I don't want to kill a bitch. Like, because my dad is like
real niggas don't need guns. Like,
Yeah,
it's really that.
Yeah, because my dad is like an
There's nothing good that comes around. It's good to have and not need, but also you really just
it's funny because like usually like the biggest, strongest guys, they're always like the most gentle because like they like understand like how fucking brutal it can get.
You see that with very high level. Like I trained with Anderson Silva one time.
Whoa.
And just being you've never seen someone walk around a room of like he walks around an MMA gym. He's the most calm and comfortable person because he knows he can literally tear anyone in the room apart.
And that's the confidence of like.
And he's just like the coolest guy, nicest guy ever, and you would never know that he'd just murder everyone.
I saw my dad like almost kill a guy one time. Like I remember, whenever I'm in Nicaragua with my dad, that shit is scary because like he has like no fear. Like it's like low key.
Bitch, I used to shoot it out when I was 6 here.
Oh yeah, dude. My dad's been in Nicaraguan prison because he shot up like a place. So like after the war ended in Nicaragua.
Dude, how did you come out of his dick, dude? You were such a pussy.
I used to have a bit about that. Cause like my last name's Guerrero, which means warrior, and then I pull up like, hey guys, but he said he became like an arms dealer. And he got like into a big like if you see my dad's face.
Your dad, dude. Why don't we get him on the pod, dude?
I want to so bad, but my dad's like crazy, and he has like insane beliefs. He's like a flat earther. And
no, let him talk about flat earth.
Yeah, what's the Spanish word for Guerra?
Yeah, the word Spanish. Yeah, it's guerra.
Guerra.
War, and Guerrero's warrior.
I never knew that.
Where does guerrilla come from?
Guerrilla? That just means like that's like the act of war.
Yeah.
Okay, so like guerrilla.
Yeah,
guerrilla.
Guerrilla. Yeah, that means like a war fighter.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like the act of war or whatever. And I mean, we just call it guerrillas because we're fucking racist.
Yeah, CNN's like, I ain't pronouncing that shit. Y'all guerrilla fighters. You monkeys in the woods, like in the jungle fighting.
A brown dude with a gun. That's a gorilla. Yeah, my dad was a gorilla fighter.
It was funny. Like I didn't know the difference between gorilla and gorilla growing up. So like I heard like, fucking what's the fucking band? Rage Against the Machine. They have the song about it. Lights Out, Guerrilla Radio. And I was just like, oh, like, and I looked into it. I was like,
just Chief Keef.
I was like, are there monkeys fighting? I thought it was like because they were like guerrilla warriors and whatever. I was like,
the Arctic monkeys. Like, damn, these primates can play.
No, I had just recently watched Planet of the Apes, so I was like, oh, maybe they're just hyper intelligent apes fighting in the world right now.
Yeah, but like my dad, like if you see his face, he's got a bunch of scars. And I asked him how he got them, and he was like he was in a bar or something. He got into a fight, and so he like broke a bottle, started stabbing his face with the bottle. And so he said he went to his car, grabbed an AK, and started spraying.
Is that why he went to jail?
Yeah, that's why he went to jail. He was only in jail for a week. Like my family is they're like big into the government there, and so like my uncle was the head of all the police in Nicaragua. And so he kept him in prison for like a week. And my dad's like, that was the worst. He said it was basically like there's a concrete courtyard and everyone just hangs out there. And like, he's like the water is the toilet water. And like, and the food is just like plain rice. He said it was like hell. Like he said he hated it. And it smelled like shit and piss. And it was just fucking disgusting.
Dude, your dad rules, man.
Dude, my dad is awesome. Like, it's crazy because like growing up, I didn't know him much because
where does he live? Does he live in Nicaragua?
Colorado Springs.
No. Oh, Colorado.
Yeah.
Colorado Springs is awesome.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, dude. What does he do now?
Nothing. He lives off disability.
He just goes and chilling.
Yeah.
What does he do like during the day? Like what's
dude,
a day look
I
like
love
for
calling
him?
him. Like, dude, I love calling my dad because he's always up to some random ass shit. Like a few months ago, he's like, "Yeah, I joined the Church of Mormon." The fuck? And then it's funny because I called him like a month.
This nigga's a Mormon flat earther.
No, this was like actually last year, and then like 4 months ago, I called him. He's like, "Yeah, I'm leaving that. That shit was a scam." Because
I was trying to get multiple wives and talk about praying.
Dude, my dad pulls bitches too. Like,
I bet, dude.
Yeah, like he's like a super. Like, even though people can't understand him, he's like crazy charismatic and shit.
No, dude. I right now picture your dad as Machete. Like your dad. Your dad is.
Yeah.
I was picturing you on trend.
Yeah. And he's hilarious. Like my dad is funny as fuck. Like every time I'm talking to him, we're like cracking up. Like, and he'll tell me like traumatic ass war stories, but the way he tells them is so fucking funny.
He's like, so my buddy got shot in the face.
He's like, yeah, we went to this this elementary school, like blowing up, and it was like, you know, kids' heads and arms and legs everywhere. And this dude pulled up, he just fucking froze in place. Like he couldn't, like, he looked like a statue. Like we couldn't move him. So I had to fucking pick his ass up and take him out of there. Like the way he tells it, like,
dude, we gotta, you know. I'm saying this now. Maybe we call the shot. Maybe we get the sponsor from Blue Chew.
Yeah.
We all take a vacation to Colorado, and we take the pod to your dad.
And it's funny because
that'd be dope.
It's funny because when I first told my dad I was gonna be a comedian, he was like really pissed off. Like he was like, I want the fucking war. like he was really.
Like, I thought you were gay. This is worse.
This was actually like a year ago. Like it was like December time, and I was like, you know, I've been kind of talking about like doing stand up and stuff. I was like, I think I'm just what I want to do, like when I like for real. And he got really pissed off. Like he almost wanted to fight me. It was actually like a crazy moment. And but then
that is how a parent reacts to someone saying stand up comedy though. Like, what the fuck are you doing?
He said a lot of hurtful shit. Like you never made me laugh and all this shit. And I was like, damn, dude, I feel like we're always cracking up and shit. And, but then like
you think about all those laughs in the past.
Like that meant nothing to you. And,
I made you come. What are you talking about?
But it's funny because now, like in Colorado Springs, he goes and watches local comedy shows. Like he just goes down and watches them. And it's funny because like he went to like it's a place called like Looney's or something, and he went up to like the owner, like, when are you getting Charlie Guerrero on?
That's sick.
Yeah, and the guy's like, who? Like Charlie Guerrero is a comedian from the South. He's like, never heard of him. And he's like, I was like, oh.
You will.
Yeah,
you will.
But, it's cool that he's putting in the word.
There's a couple of good clubs around Denver.
We should. All right, I'm telling this now, fucking CHARLAR listeners, hit up the Patreon. We're gonna go to fucking Colorado, bring the pod to fucking Charlie's fucking dad, do some fucking stand up in Colorado.
Dude, I feel like I feel like I could just talk to him about Alexis Arguello for a while.
Oh, dude,
I want to just talk to your dad about war, dude.
My dad, dude, my dad has the best fucking stories ever. Yeah. Every time I talk to him, it's like a new story that's like mind blowing and insane. And like,
I would just I'll pull up and like. We do the pod, just let him fucking talk, dude.
I sit my black ass down and listen. You know?
Yeah, I'll sit my black ass down and listen. Wait, all right. So on that point, not to fucking take away from it, but did anyone else like have like obviously from your experience, like did anyone else have a weird coming out about doing comedy seriously that somebody in your life you cared about fucking was like, what? Like what the fuck are you talking about?
Everyone was like kind of. When I first said that I was gonna try it, like everyone in my family was like, "Whoa, really?" Like even my wife was kind of surprised. And then when I kept doing it, they're like, "All right, chill out with it."
No, I think that was
like, "Fuck you guys, I'm having fun."
That was the same for me because like I didn't tell my dad until like I started getting put on shows and it was like a real thing. Like
that's what I told my dad too.
Yeah, when it was like a kind of a real thing where it was just like, you know, the agency like reached out to like me and Fombi. Like that's when I told my dad. I was just like, oh yeah, like there's this booking agency like I'm a part of now and blah blah blah. But my mom, like, she did not believe in it at all. Like she does now because like I keep busy and like that's like the shit I post like all the time of just like I'm always going to fucking mics every day. Like it's not like a thing. Like I'm doing this every day, you know, but I don't know. Like she always thought I was funny. So that was never a thing of like whether her whole thing was just being a worried black mom and just like you're not going to eat off of this. Like you need to get a job.
I think that's a normal reaction for parents to have. To be worried about their son. Like, oh fuck.
Yeah, when I came out to my dad, like we took a big trip to Nicaragua all together. He spent like a bunch of money. Like we all went to this fancy ass resort by the beach. And like this resort was nice. Like you have unlimited food and drinks and like alcoholic drinks. Like you go to the bar, you can order anything and it's free. All inclusive. All covered by the ticket. What is funny because like you go to Nicaragua, that shit looks like Iraq. Like it's like, dude, it's crazy how
you go to Nicaragua, get drunk with your uncle. He says, you know, your cousin's a fact.
Dude, I remember I sat down with my uncle. And like
that was the funny
shit. And like I remember he was like, he's like my fucking son's gay. Like no, he was like, no, because like he has 2 kids. Like my fucking daughter's gay. He's like, if I find out my son's gay, I'm going to the kitchen, grabbing a fucking knife and slitting my throat. And I was like, Jesus. Jesus
bro,
Christ,
like-
bro, it's not that serious. You're going to end your life.
But that's so funny of just like fucking like brown the rate like minority races like treat homosexuality
Yeah, in
like
Nicaragua, it's like
it's a plot by white people.
Yeah.
It's like,
And he went on a big rant. It's like, yeah, American cities make you gay because like they moved to the U.S. Yeah. And he was like, I think it's the cities that make you fucking gay.
these niggas be watching RuPaul. Be getting ideas.
Yeah.
Like,
But then I also came out to like my whole family. But like, my family's huge. Like it's insane how big it is. And I was talking to all them like, yeah, I'm doing stand up and all stuff. And they were like, really? Because like they all know me as like a quiet kind of guy.
Same, yeah. I'm very quiet
Yeah,
around my
and
family.
they're like-
it's like, yeah, because you guys, I don't want to be funny around you guys. You guys fucking suck.
And they didn't know me since I was a little kid, really. Like since I was like kind of like coming up, and I was always a quiet kid and all this. And they were all like confused. And it wasn't until we were at this resort and we're all shit faced. They were like, okay, I guess this makes more sense because like that's when I kind of came out more as myself.
You start bringing up the inappropriate topics.
Yeah.
you go to your uncle.
Yeah.
You're like, have you seen the baby's dick?
Yeah, he kills himself. Yeah, he slits his wrist and walks into the ocean.
Oh man, that was the thing. It was never like, because I did drama in art school. Cause like I went, fucking super gay, dude. It was so gay. I actually
Bryson was in theater too.
No, I'm actually starting.
He's gay too.
Yeah, he's super gay. I'm actually starting fucking what's it called? Improv this week. There was a.
You're good off the cuff.
Yeah, that's what I've always been on that level of just like, I feel like I'm funnier when I'm not overthinking it and like trying to like write jokes and be like in the moment. But yeah, the last show we did, Sam Johnson, he is an improv troupe, and his improv troupe came to the show and they were like, yeah, you should come by.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna start that this week. But that was always like a thing for me, dude. Like, cause I went to art school for like visual art, like traditional art.
Yeah.
And you had to have 2 electives. So my mom just threw me. And she's like, you got fucking ADHD and can't shut the fuck up. Put them in drama.
Yeah.
And like, I started doing that. So it wasn't like a blitz on like I'm going to try to do comedy. She was more along the lines of like, you need to have a job.
Yeah, it's funny because I called my buddy, the one that was smoking meth and shit. And like, and when he saw me doing stand up, he's like, because like his big thing is like overcoming any kind of shortcoming he has or fear.
Yeah, dude. I heard his mixtape, dude.
Yeah. And so he's like, I have big stage fright, so I joined like an improv class. And he's like, I think you would be perfect for it. Like every time I call him, be like, you should please try improv.
There's one in Columbus that followed me.
Yeah, they just.
Oh yeah.
They do it at Blue Canary or something.
I think I'm probably gonna go next week, just to check it out.
Check it out, man.
Yeah.
I feel like I don't really like doing. I don't think I'm good at like split second improv, but like if like tonight were like the first 3 things I did were like it's improv. It's not improv, but it's stuff that's happened that night. So it's like if you give me a little bit of time, I can come up with a joke about it, but I can't just do it like I can't just get up there and someone says something and then I'm
Scott is comedy Batman to me now, dude. Like we gave him that prep time till the end and he went up there and like it was so funny when Mike Murphy when Mike and I were like looking at each other, because it was like since we've known each other, dude, I've always loved your fuck. I'm gonna glaze you for half a second. That'll be fucking okay. I've always loved your ability to write jokes.
Yeah,
but like
appreciate that.
Your thing for me was just like, oh yeah, I like the fact that you're like off the cuff. And I'm just like, yeah, man, but like I should be better at writing jokes. He's like, well, I don't really go off script and blah blah blah. And
did your story
very few times I've seen you go off, you murder. And I need you to keep doing that. I really do, because you got up there and you were just like,
and then I went into material and it was just like,
but that was the funniest. Like, because I looked over and because I heard Mike say exactly what he was like, and then he just goes into material. And I was just like, yeah, right. I was like, dude, I wanted him to raw dog this shit for fucking 3 minutes.
Yeah.
I wanted that to happen so bad.
Yeah, I've been trying to experiment with more like the off the cuff stuff. Like tonight, all I had was the Hurricane Milton idea in my head. I was like, fuck, I got 3 minutes though, because like I remember like last time I went to Hype, like I plan on doing 5 minutes, but DB like you can do 10. I was like, fuck it, I'll do 10 then. And so like I had like 4 minutes of material, and I'm just trying to stretch it out to 10. And I found like, and I was able to like.
I think that was like the most like in the pocket I think I've ever seen you, because you were like chilling. You're like, yeah, like you guys know Google.
Yeah.
You're just like throwing out like funny things.
Lately, I've been treating the crowd like retards. Like,
No, I love.
You were
that.
playing with it very much.
I love fucking when Charlie's in the pocket and he's a substitute teacher at a fucking
Yeah.
And you're basically just like fucking with the crowd almost.
yeah. Oh, cut the shit. All right, cut the.
Yeah, because
You're enjoying the joke. Cut the shit.
because I was doing a bit about like Jared Fogle losing weight and how like they say like if you lose 10 pounds of weight you gain an inch of dick. Like think about how much threat he'd be then. You know what I mean? His dick would be fucking really like a pool cue.
Isn't that yours though? The you know? Oh no, that's Scott's. Fucking he lost all that weight by jerking off to child porn.
Oh yeah.
I was about to mix it up. I was like, yo, that was one of the funniest fucking like.
Yeah.
That was like an early Scott joke. That was, like,
I think the last time I did that was
funny.
was like making fun of that bitch that was heckling Naranjan.
I saw her last night in Montgomery, and it was so funny because I told her, I was like, dude, you know, we still talk about you. I was like, dude, when you got up and fucking basically said Naranjan had a small dick and he has a weak dick, like I didn't even know what fucking happened. It wasn't until I was like, my friend was so high, you took him like kind of out of it.
I don't know if I hurt Naranjan's feelings. I don't know if like, but I remember like one night at Hype, like which for the listeners that don't know, Naranjan. He's an Indian, you know.
He's an Indian open micer who does whiskey reviews.
Yeah.
I think he's a dentist. I'm not even. That's not even a joke. I think he's. A dentist.
He's got money. Like
yeah. He's
up in New Jersey somewhere.
Yeah, and I remember like he went on Hype and he was doing like material and everything you shouldn't talk about, like the election, like religion, and all.
And no one can understand him.
And, yeah.
I was so fucking mad because like that was like I want to say that was like first Hype, wasn't it?
It was one of the first ones.
It was one of the first ones.
And
Bryson was super happy to get him there because the owners are all Indian. He's like, Roger,
he was a diversity hire, dude.
minutes. He went way over time.
He did 15.
He does that all the time.
But this is the thing. I've seen Naranjan fucking bomb. Like crazy bomb.
And not care.
Yeah.
But he went on that stage and I gave him his flowers after that because he actually murdered. Like motherfuckers were actually like cackling laughing, and I couldn't really tell if it's the fact of like he has a really thick accent, so like it's doing the heavy lifting, but like Jesus Christ.
Yeah, and after the show, I was talking to Reeve, and I was like, man, Naranjan fucking killed, dude. Naranjan fucking killed. But like but I think the way I said it, he thought I said it sarcastically.
Yeah.
Like, and I could see in his eyes, like he thought. I think he thought I was being a dick. That like I was like being ironic, but
you
do
have a dick tone.
Yeah, I know, but I felt bad, but I don't want to be like, oh, by the way, I didn't mean like. I just let him walk off thinking whatever he thought.
Yeah.
But Naranjan, if you're listening, like man, he killed that night.
Naranjan, you did. He really did. It was so crazy because like I don't know how many times like, and I think it's honestly like he wasn't like fucked up. Because I know, like, a lot of times at the Statesman, he would, like, get there.
Oh, yeah, he gets fucked.
Fucked up on whiskey.
And he'd fucking do bumps, dude. I did bumps with him one time.
Yeah, like, he was doing, like, fucking coke in the bathroom and, like, fucking, you know, like, just getting, like, wrecked because Jasper would just put him on late. So he would, like...
He usually would come late, too.
Yeah, he would if he ever came. Like, he would always tell late, Jasper... Oh, I'm going to try to come, and then we'd be maybe about to wrap it up, and it's already going late, and then he shows up, and then does, like, 15 fucking minutes, and it's just, like, him talking about, oh, if I would have drank whiskey with Hitler, the Holocaust would have happened, and I'm just like, oh, my God,
sure
dude.
Thing, man.
Yeah, sure, whatever, bro. And he would just, you want?
No, but I was going to say, I need to compliment you back. I don't think you're just good off the cuff. I think you're also a great joke writer, and you have the best fucking stories I've ever heard in comedy. And there was one night at the Statesman where you were telling the story about when you were fucking running, where your car got a flat tire.
Oh, the longest night.
And dude, I think I took a hit or something, and I was just like, I was just in a pure state to where I was locked in on that story, and I was like, oh my God, Travis is God level comedy. I've never been more locked into a story in the local scene than that joke.
Watching comedy while high as fuck.
Yeah.
I saw Shane Gillis on shrooms. That's probably the hardest I've ever laughed in my entire life. Like, 'cause I was so locked in. And
Yeah, you get really when they really get your attention and hold on to it, dude. Like I was like worshiping Travis for a while after that.
It's so funny because like you told me that shit that night, and then I tried to do it as my closer for my second showcase, and then just
I remember that.
ate dick.
I remember that.
Charlie remembers because
Yeah.
I could literally like see in everybody's face because like I thought like for time I was like, well maybe I'll do like a couple like short bits and then I'll just do this story for the rest of the fucking show. And I could see in everybody's eyes like
I
this is going so fucking long.
Yeah, I'm reckoning. I can almost see the moment in your eyes where we're like, oh fuck. Like,
Yeah, you saw when I lost everybody. Yeah, I saw it and I was just like, fuck. And then I said maybe I should have shorted that story. And my friend fucking Joe says probably and gets the biggest pop of the night.
Yeah,
and he just shit on me.
Yeah, it was fucked up too because like I've heard that story and I've seen it kill.
Yeah, that's all these fucking TikTok brain fags that are just like, dude, hurry up, man! This is longer than 15 seconds.
No, it was, but that was the thing. Like the first time I did that story, I shortened it up and I took out a lot because like the major plot points are like, my tire blows, I get fucked up in the club. I fuck up the spare tire.
Dude, there's such a good development to that.
Drugs
if you can't get on board with it, then it's like you're fucking.
I argue with the police on a bunch of drugs.
Yeah.
I have to fucking run through a field and like I have to jump a barbed wire fence. Like the whole story is like if I A to B to C it, it's fucking good. But I tried to be like, like I'm gonna try to like lengthen it, and also like. I tried very like off the cuff new tags of just like, oh, let's make fun of this and make fun of this. But like Charlie could see it in my fucking face. And when I got towards the end, I was just like, this is fucking garbage. Like I'm going too fucking long.
But fuck them. Because
I haven't done it since.
Nobody in that room has a story as interesting as that. So it's what's your craziest story, Kyle? You got drunk one time at your fucking parents' house, dude? Like, fuck you fucking bitch.
Were you high stepping on acid in a fucking briar patch thinking a demon?
Yeah. It's like, sorry, this wasn't as entertaining, Kyle.
Oh, no. That I will say from that story, that was the funniest shit in the world of just drug addict fucking decision making, where it was just like, I'm going to try to drive this car with a fucking broken donut. We have all these drugs in here. Let's do all the drugs. And then when we eventually get pulled over, which happened, there's nothing they can search. But that was the bravest I've ever been at the police, bro. Because like we literally like are doing 30 on the highway on like a Saturday night. Like fucking people are like blowing past me, cursing at me, and all this other shit. I'm in a T-top Camaro, the top's down. I'm just like smoke. It's like some fucking like fucking Fear and Loathing shit. It's just me and my homie like fucked up to the gills on drugs. And we passed a cop, and it was the cop that ended up pulling us over. And he came with that flashlight and started yelling at me and was just like, "What the fuck is wrong with you? Like, what are you doing?" And I was just like, I don't know, man. There was something in my body where I was just like, you need to be aggressive in this moment. Because if you try to make excuses, he's definitely gonna fucking make everybody get out of the car and search this shit. And I was just like, my fucking tire got fucked up. Fuck, I need help. I said the word, my taxpayer dollars fucking pay you.
Yeah.
You're supposed to help me.
Yeah, you put on a Bass Pro Shops cap.
But it was so funny. Like after that, like my homeboy who was with me, like after I started yelling at the cop, he was like, "Oh, we're done," And then the cop just was very soft after that. And then,
damn, they're going through some shit.
Oh yeah, But then, like the only part of the story that's really fucking funny to me is just the cop tells me like, "I'll help you, but if I call the fucking tow company, you're gonna have to pay more for it. So like, let me take you to like some place to where like you can call a tow truck, blah blah blah." And I'm like, okay, cool. And like for the listeners, this cop is just brolic ginger dude, thick ass mustache. He looks like he killed Radio Raheem and fucking Do the Right Thing. Like he killed a black person, like for sure, for having the music too loud. Like, And I get in the car, and it's like, I've never been in the back of a police car before, and it's basically like sitting on a changing table at Target if it's attached to a charger, like a supercharger. And this motherfucker, like, I'm on Molly, coke, mushrooms. We smoked a little bit of spice because my friend was on he was on color code, so he couldn't smoke weed. I smoked weed too. And the most racist cop in the world looks back at me and says, "You like Trick Daddy?" And before I could even fucking answer, he turns on Nan. Like, you don't know Nan, nigga?
Yeah.
That represent, like, and cranks it. And, like, I just remember, I was like, is this a trick to see if I'm on drugs? Like, he's like, I'm gonna do the Nan test.
He's like, I'm gonna trick this guy out.
Yeah, I mean, if he fucking dances to Nan, he's on fucking drugs.
He knows the academy training.
Yeah. But that was the funniest shit in the world. Like, you don't know Nan, nigga? That represent like me. And I was in the back like, oh my God, this is so cool. Like, and we pulled up to the 7-Eleven, and it was almost like it didn't happen. Like, I was like, did I hallucinate that? Like,
Damn.
yeah, dude.
Yeah, I have a story I'm thinking about turning into like maybe a set or something. I don't think I've told it on the pod, or I'm not even sure I've told you guys, but elementary school, like I would walk home and I had a buddy named Ryan who like lived in an apartment complex near my house. And I really had to take a shit. And so I'm like, fuck, I'm just gonna, and like we were at close where I could just go to his house.
You
like,
told me this story.
Yeah.
But you should fucking make this into a bit.
And so like I'm like fuck, and he lived in an apartment complex where like the bottom floor had like these sliding glass doors so you could go in. And so I go to his apartment, like fuck, I gotta fucking shit. And so I just slide the door open, I go to the bathroom, and I'm start shitting. I'm looking around, and I'm like, I don't remember Ryan having a bowl of dried starfishes.
Oh, you told me that.
Yeah. That's fucking weird. And I remember my first thought was like, oh, Ryan remodeled his bathroom. Like, oh, they got a new bathroom.
He did good work. And he remodeled the apartment.
Yeah. I was like, oh, they got a new bath. Like, wow, that's pretty chill and shit. And then like I finished shitting and I wiped my ass and shit. And I'm like, hold on, I don't think this is fucking Ryan's apartment, dude.
What is Ryan? White guy?
Yeah, he was a white guy with a
It'd be so
mohawk.
funny if you like you're walking in and there's like pictures of black women on the wall.
Yeah, no, it's funny because like, and I remember Ryan's apartment being dirty when I first walked in. It was clean. Like, the bathroom was all clean, dried starfish and shit. Like, and I was like, yeah, like,
that was a black lady's house.
Yeah, and I was like, damn, like Ryan really cleaned up. And then like I started hearing movement like in the other side of the apartment. I was like, oh fuck. And so I didn't even flush, and I pulled my pants up, and I ran out, and I was running out. I saw a picture of a family, and like that was not Ryan.
Dude, that is so funny because there was definitely a week of conversation of who shit in the toilet and didn't flush.
Not only did I shit, but I shit and pissed. So there's like this yellow water with a fucking turd floating in it, and I just ran out of there because I went to the apartment right next to Ryan's. But I was like, why the fuck did they leave that shit unlocked? Like, but I guess because they were home.
I was gonna say, yeah, you were shitting and you did a shit home invasion, dude. Like,
yeah. And I'm like, those guys are probably thinking about that turd, like maybe like once a month. Like, who the fuck shit in that toilet?
Did he chase you with a katana?
No,
different story.
A different story.
Yeah.
Scott, besides you shaming that guy so hard at the frat party who killed himself,
dude, I've thought about talking about that.
What's your best story that you haven't turned into a bit?
Dude, I almost did that one. I thought about bringing that one, doing it for the first time tonight, but also I just feel like there's a good chance that it just doesn't hit. I was like, yeah, so I just like bullied this guy at a frat party, and then like 3 years later, I'm reading an article about some student that jumped off a fucking parking deck and killed himself. It was that guy.
Yeah, you're like,
there's like, oh, what the fuck?
You're like, play some Juicy J, you pussy. Fucking play some 3-6, you fucking.
Oh no. So much of my life was just fighting and shit like that, and like I can't talk about any of that. 'Cause it's like, dude, there was this one time I was so badass, dude.
Yeah.
Where like I fucked a guy up, and everyone's just like,
but that's
cool.
why I like like the approach where like you kind of approach like, yeah, man, you know, like we're kind of like this asshole that's like
that's the thing.
That's money. Like
I just want to do the asshole set. Just be like, dude, I get so much fucking.
Oh no, dude, that's the thing. Scott's secretly a baller. Like, that's fucking like what it is for real. Like Scott, for the listeners, Scott and Charlie are secret ballers.
No, but I'm like kind of the opposite. I look like I'm a baller, but I'm actually like crazy broke. Like, cause like I have, it's only my dad's a baller. Like I have all this shit because of my dad.
You got nepotism balling.
Yeah, like my bank account, I had like $40 in that shit. But like,
It was so funny when like Jasper went to your house for the first time and he gushed about it. He was just like, his house is so nice. I was like, yeah, that nigga was telling me how he was scared that the PJ he was riding on was gonna fall out of the sky. I remember when you told me that, you're like, yeah, we went to go do a Bucks game and we had a private jet and it was gonna. I was like, nigga, who are you?
Yeah, that was the scariest flight of my life. I fucking hated that flight.
Dude,
we literally could not. It was just the plane was moving like this, and it was just like you could not see. It was just clouds in every window, and rain was just water was just hitting the front windshield of the plane the entire time. I was like, dude, how are you guys flying through this? And like everyone was telling me to be calm, and then like everyone was starting to get nervous too, and I was like, okay, now everyone's nervous. Now I can freak out.
Yeah, dude,
I fucking hate flying.
I was gonna say, like, you're gonna have to pop
dude,
some Zans.
I have the DoorDash to get gas money. Like, yeah, like that. Yeah, like
I didn't mean.
yeah, no, like on paper, because like I get paid $20 an hour doing like the babysitting shit, but I work like 12 hours a week. Like I barely work, but it's barely enough to let me scrape by. That's why I have like roommates and shit. 'Cause, like this house is like insanely expensive. Like I can barely afford living here, and but like I'm like
It's paid for though, right?
No,
Oh, it's not.
no, it's not.
Oh,
So,
I thought
month-
this was like your family home. Like,
yeah,
I thought
no,
that's
it's like
what it
every
was.
month is like an insane. Like I have to figure some shit out, basically. And now my sister just moved out, so I'm getting like a huge cut in the money I'm getting, which I don't make any money off this house. Like all of it goes into just surviving.
Well, Charlie, if Birmingham falls through and you need a roommate, I'll come live with you, dude.
Yeah, dude, I got a pool. You know?
Dude, if we got you back on closer
Yeah.
within 2 hours,
That'd be
dope.
sick. That would be sick.
Yeah.
We're just gonna.
I fucking love
I'm just gonna
Columbus,
break
dude.
up with Sarah and move to Columbus.
Yeah, I forgot it.
No, dude. It's funny because I have a job interview Monday.
Holy shit.
Yeah. I'm working the door at this bar and maybe doing bar backing or whatever. But it's good money. But I also applied for all these and they sent me they sent me a no. Basically, they're like,
Yeah.
we went over your shit. We don't need you.
Yeah, I have like a bachelor's degree or whatever. It's like I could get like a kind of a legit job, but like the hours I would have to work, like I don't know if I could really do comedy. I guess I could, but it would destroy my sleep. Like I wouldn't be able to sleep.
I feel like
Yeah, 8 to 5
I feel like
sucks.
if you were
Yeah,
if you have a psychology degree, because my mom, that's what she does now, and she has like two jobs. She as a counselor in a school, but she also like has clients
Yeah.
that she meets with.
Yeah.
So I feel like you could do that. You could maybe. I mean, you might have to thug it out like at a practice for a little while, but
Yeah,
if,
like
if
that-
you get good, you could just do freelance.
Yeah, that's the only thing, and it's like I'm kind of realizing, like, fuck, I don't know if I could be a fucking therapist and shit. Right? Like, I think I maybe could actually.
Dude,
But,
you get some good, you get some good stories.
Charlie in a suit, fucking telling
Yeah.
people like, sounds like you're fucking retarded. Like, it's fucking, sound gay, dude. I don't
Yeah.
know, dude.
I just wrote retard on my notebook.
You just draw a person in a helmet. Like, that's what you're talking. Like,
You could literally just turn their fucking psycho stories into
Yeah, I
bits
probably
too.
could. But
you get arrested because
Yeah.
you broke patient confidence.
Yeah,
like,
you just change their names
yeah,
and
dude, someone
stories.
sees your special, he's like,
Yeah.
that nigga was
he's wearing a helmet and yeah. But yeah, I'm probably gonna end up doing something like that because I was able to live off the rent that everyone was paying because
fucking slumlord, Charlie.
Yeah, because I pay a little bit, like I pay rent and then everyone else pays rent and that lets me live here. But like now that my fucking sister and Rick are gone, like, fuck, dude.
I was gonna say Rick ain't paying fucking rent, dude. He was fucking
Yeah,
piping your
it's like
sister
he's
for
supposed to be
rent.
paying, and I swear to God, it's all my sister's money.
It is.
Like,
It is. This nigga's just throwing dick to live here.
But yeah, so these next few months are probably gonna be tough. But yeah, and it's hard to find people to move in because everyone's crackheads and shit. They're like, yeah, I need a place to stay. Like, nah, dude, get the fuck out of here.
Scratching their chest. Charlie, baby, let me.
Yeah, they're like old people I knew from high school. Like, yeah, I need a fucking place to stay. Like, nah, dude, fuck, get the fuck out of here.
You're a piece of shit. Like, nah, dude, I would definitely. I think I would move in with you. I have cats though. I don't know if that is
I
a
have
deal
a cat.
breaker.
I don't know if your cat would fuck up my cat or something.
No, they probably fight each other.
I love
Yeah,
Columbus, dude.
yeah.
No, I would move if I had
wife
to do a
is from here.
lateral. If I had to do a lateral move, it would be to Columbus.
Yeah. Yeah, we have like a fucking like team house, like Jake Paul and shit.
One morning, I like wake you up by like slapping you with flour. Like, it was like,
Yeah, I have like
the
sugar
fuck out
glass. Yeah, I have like sugar glass bottles, break that shit over Scott's head every morning.
Did you go to high school here?
Yeah, I did.
Where'd you go?
I went to Hardaway.
Okay.
Hardaway High School. Yeah, that shit.
Oh, you went to the hard way?
Yeah.
My wife went to Northside.
Yeah, Northside's a nice school. It's funny because I wanted to go to Northside because I went to middle school here. Like,
Isn't Carver right down the street?
yeah, Carver's not that far from here. But like, yeah, Hardaway is like really close. To
Did your
Oh, I didn't know Hardaway was.
did your fake wife go to Carver? I love that was such like a thing, and then I met her, and then she's the most delightful person.
I was like, you don't need to come to these things.
Yeah.
Don't ruin your innocence.
Yeah, dude, it was so funny. Like,
She like reads. She like sits at home and reads with the cats while I'm like getting drunk and just telling jokes.
Yeah, 'cause I wanted to go to
real
Northside.
one.
I'm just like, stay home.
Yeah,
you don't want any part of that.
Yeah, dude, that's an anchor for sure, dude. Like, she just keeps you in reality. Like,
Yeah, which Hardaway isn't like the most ghetto school here. Like it's like a decent school, but like I remember like because my buddies went to Northside because I went to middle school. I went to Veterans Middle School. It's right by Northside, and it's like all white people, nice, well behaved. Then with the Hardaway, that shit was chaos. I felt like.
welcome to Hardaway, nigga.
And then I remember like I went to go pick up my buddy from Northside. I went to Northside. Everyone was shiny and white, and like everyone's groomed and shit. Like, damn, dude. Fuck, I could have gone here. Like shit.
Reed went to Northside.
Yeah, I
I can see. I can see that, dude.
Yeah.
That's why I was like, because they went to school together. And I was like, "Were y'all friends?" She was like, "Not really."
Dude, I used to say the N word in high school. Because all my friends were black or Mexican, and all the Mexicans would say the N word. And so, like, I guess it was just normal. And then I remember, like, when I got out of high school, I still had, like, the bad habit of saying it. And I remember, like, one time a black dude was like, what the fuck did you say? And I was like, shit.
Oh, my bad, blood. You like dab him up with a crib
I
handshake.
call it the Nardwuar effect, where it's like, if you're like a kind of a goofy guy and you're just being yourself, like, black people fuck with that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so, like, that's just kind of how I was. And I would say, and, like, I don't really would all go into, like, roast battles and roast each other. And I would be like, Constitution neck ass. And you would just die laughing. I like it.
The fact that you guys can see it, but the fact that you adjusted your glasses when you said that is
No,
so
because I would
funny.
like double down on like being
a
like an
nerd.
outcast. Yeah, like
Yeah. But that's a thing. I think that transcends fucking races. I feel like
Yeah.
there's so many like white people that probably say the N word, but because of like I can tell by how a white person says the N word if they
Yeah.
just started doing it or they've
Oh,
been doing
yeah.
it their whole lives.
Yeah, and
Like,
and I remember I used to do shit on purpose to try to like make everyone laugh. Like I remember like because like it was my band. It was music appreciation class that I had. It was like all black people, and the teacher did not give a shit. Like we could all just play on our phones and shit. So we'd all just joke around. I remember I would just like try to think of bits like I remember like I kept a slice of pizza in my pocket the whole day till the class. And we're all roasting each other, and I just pulled out a slice of pizza from my pocket. I started eating that shit. And some guy was like, "This ain't we're gonna."
you just blew their minds.
Dude, they would
It's
die
like
laughing.
it's showing like a monkey at magic trick.
Like yeah, like it was a good time. Like I had a lot of fun, and like they were like in gangs, like quote unquote, like yeah, I'm GD and shit.
Was it okay? I was gonna say because I
Yeah.
know in Alabama it was not Alabama, but in Montgomery there were a lot of like made up gangs. Like we all know
Yeah.
like Crips, Blood, like
Yeah.
GDs, and like Folk and all that other shit. And they're like, yo, I'm fucking Third Street. Like, nigga,
Yeah.
that's not real.
Yeah,
That's
like 'cause, like a lot of the guys in my band class were like GD quote unquote, and
I was like, "Bitch, you're in band class."
yeah.
why don't you go bang on that tuba?
I would just fuck around and be like, yeah, fuck GD, and I start showing blood signs. I just thought that shit
I'm
was so
GD
funny.
killer, nigga.
I just thought that shit was so funny, like because they knew I wasn't being like for real. You know what I mean? Like they knew.
And neither are. I feel like most people claim to be in a gang, and they like literally would never kill somebody.
Yeah, they would always ask me like, bro, you got to come out and smoke with us and shit.
Yeah, I'm in a
Yeah.
gang because of the
Yeah.
drug program.
Yeah.
No, dude. Even when like I was like asked to be a part of a gang, I was like, nigga, I'm 21. Like I feel like that's old.
Yeah.
Like I should have been doing this intramural gang shit. Like I should have been doing this when I was like 15. You know, like But it's just like it was so funny because I hung out with like a lot of gang dudes and like. I don't know. Maybe I brought up fucking Lil Menace. Like he fucking, this fucking young fucking black dude who was like a Crip, and he was so fun to hang out with because he handled like all the beefs like I ever had to like handle or deal with.
Yeah.
I remember one time like him and his friends we would do like fucking coke parties, and like. He came over with like his
Diddy parties.
Don't put that on me. I don't want any of that. Fucking motherfuckers start calling me T Diddy. Like I don't want that. I don't want that.
No, that'd be crazy if like they showed the list of the people as like Travis Johnson.
I was there. I went the Scott route. I got fucked and then didn't do it.
Yeah, there's like a picture of you in the background just doing a line.
Yeah, dude, I'm just fucking covered in fucking powder like I just ate a donut. Just like
Yeah, you're sitting by yourself though.
Yeah. I went to the parties and didn't talk to anybody. Like, I just did my own coke.
Yeah,
by
you're in the
myself.
background covered in coke, just petting a dog.
Yeah. Dude, the most mild mannered behavior at these parties.
You're watching a movie and it's like home theater.
I'm watching Independence Day coked up.
Welcome to Earth.
Oh, no,
Earth.
I gotta fucking piss.
No, bro, but he used to beat motherfuckers up at the parties, dude, just because they would get. Because I lived in an apartment, so like motherfuckers would get rowdy, and I'd be like, "Hey, fellas, could you guys do that?" And they'd be like, "Yeah, whatever, man." Blah blah blah. And then like Menace would just fucking go over there and be like, "If you don't shut the fuck up, we're gonna go outside and fight." And I'm just like,
Menace is a terrifying name.
Little Menace, Big Menace was his OG. I got to meet him, and he was kind of a dick because like he just like I remember like. I was like selling blow and like he like asked me for some shit and then I was like, oh yeah, like told him what it was and he was just like, oh, I ain't got it. And I was like, oh, okay. And like I was just like, I'm not gonna give it to you then. And then fucking Menace, like Little Menace came over, he's just like, nah man, that's a big homie, man. Just like
You gonna have to take the sale.
really like it was almost like I felt like I got leaned on because it was just like, hey man, that's a big homie. And I was like, all right. He's just like, I was like almost in a sense like that was supposed to mean something to me. And I was like, yeah, you're a big homie, nigga. Like, I'm not in this. And he was just like, nah, like, just help him out. If anything, like, I'll get you back, but like, just help him out. And I was like, all right. So like, I gave it to him and it was fine. But then like, after that is when they were like really like heavy about like, you want to take your 52? Like, and the 52 is like, you get hit 52 times, you get jumped and shit. And I was just like, no, nigga, I don't want to fucking get beat up outside of an Arco gas station. Like, I don't want to fucking deal with that. Like, that shit was funny as fuck, though, man. Like,
well, Wallace busy. I was kind of like thinking about like the DVB blackface thing.
we could push it. I will put up a fucking $100 for him to do blackface. We won't ruin his career over it. Like,
God damn it, Bryson. I would just love to hang out with Bryson. Even without blackface, but him in blackface hanging out with him would be hilarious.
I want to pod real bad because
he's so funny. Yeah,
like he's
hilarious.
Sometimes, like a lot of time, unintentionally hilarious.
I
haven't hung out with him like just hanging out. Like I would love like to have this kind of setting.
I have only like I've gotten like a little like dip my toes in it because after hype I'll sit down and talk to him and shit and like. He just has the wildest shit.
Yeah. He will get pissed. Like he almost fucking punched James in the face on Wednesday. No, James Young.
Oh, let's see.
Dude.
Because he was trying to tell people at the bar to quiet down. And James was like, hey man, don't tell him to quiet down. And he's like, James, shut the fuck up, dude. I will literally fucking hit you in the face. And he was like so fucking mad.
Yeah.
Because Bryson is very like, he will get in like an emotional roller coaster, but if you keep him chill, and
he does blow.
Exactly. Yeah.
I've seen it. I remember like at hype, like we had Elliot come on, and like he wanted to bring like 6 people in for free or some shit.
No, it was his sister and her friend, and he was like, Elliot, it's $3. And he was like, it's my sister. And he was like, oh, my bad. You can come in. You can come in. But
Yeah.
And then he went up after her and apologized.
No, he's on
straight.
Yeah.
He's on.
No, but that's
He's on
good.
go.
Like, I'm a fucking pussy. Like, I feel like I couldn't be doing that shit. Like, I do if I have to, but I hate doing that shit. Only because I'm scared of getting my ass beat. You know what I mean? Like, that shit.
I'm good at talking Bryson down and getting back, because once you get him back down into normal and just let him just talk to him, he'll say the funniest shit.
It was crazy because like not trying to like tell tales out of school, but like fucking we all get fucked up, do whatever. But like when I first met you guys, like you, James, and Bryson, like it was like a whole thing where like I brought up the fact that I used to do blow. And then we like had a heart to heart about it, and it was like so crazy because he was like, "Yeah, man, I'm like trying to really slow down and blah blah blah," and I was just like,
He said that again last weekend.
yeah, and that was all. But it's just like even then, like I told him, I was like, "Yeah, man, like you're gonna say a lot of shit, but there's two things that are gonna happen: either something terrible happens to you and you're gonna stop, or you die. That's only there's a third option of maybe you find the will and the fucking discipline.
Yeah, you get a fucking bad batch. Yeah, especially nowadays.
So that's what I'm saying. Like
nowadays, it's like crazy.
Yeah, it's just like you're either gonna fucking like get a bad batch or fucking die, and that's all
dude,
that's
like,
gonna happen.
I used to have 2 roommates that were like huge coke heads, and I used to do coke with them and shit. But like, I remember like after a few months, like that shit would start dropping in quality. Like, I remember, like, they used to, it would be, like, clumpy and shit, which I know is kind of normal, but he had, like, this little, like, coffee grinder or something he would grind the coke in, and that shit would come out gray afterwards, and I was like, that shit has metal shavings in it. And I'd be like, Connor, man.
You're slicing up your fucking eyes.
And they don't want to hear it, like, because, like, you're, like, really deep in that shit, and I'd be like, look, man, you should find something else or something, because that shit's gonna fuck you up. Like, that shit has metal in it. Like, it shouldn't be gray like that. And he's like, yeah, whatever. I start ripping lines of it.
It gets a nosebleed.
Dude, I never saw him get a nosebleed, but like, I think he's still a huge cokehead.
He's getting tetanus shots.
Yeah, I had to kick them out. I had to kick them out because like they were paying me rent and shit, but like that shit was again too out of hand.
Yeah.
And
No. As someone who was a cokehead that could pay bills, like that's no. You don't want to live with that person.
Dude, that shit's so hard.
You don't want to fucking live with that
hate,
person.
like, I mean, I love this house because it's nice or whatever.
Because it's just them. Like, you'll catch me, like, in my underwear, just, like, standing in the living room, fumbling a bag.
Like 3 a.m.
3 a.m. like a fucking zombie.
I wake up, like, 3 in the morning, and he's just playing, like, Red Dead 2, just fucking coked out of his mind. Like,
there's something is unsettling about cokeheads that, like, that are just up until the morning time.
But he had like, a good job because he was, like, doing, like, Harley Davidson, like, shit. And so like, he had a lot of money.
It's an expensive drug. Like, if you're a cokehead, you have money. The only time it shifts, if you're poor, you're a crackhead after that.
Like, it was nice because I was getting paid or whatever, because I was charging them way more than I should have. But like, he didn't give a shit because he was a cokehead, and like I knew him for a while anyways. But like that,
you just hitting him over the head.
Yeah. But like, after a while,
he's like, it's gonna be $500.
Yeah. And then I let my other buddy move in, and he became a huge cokehead. And I was like, I'm making like a bad influence, just like building.
Bad influencer.
Like this shit was getting out of hand, and like shit started getting messy. Like started leaving trash everywhere.
Yeah, that was the thing, because it was there was like 2 perpetual states that like my house was in. It was either me not having coke and it being messy, me being on coke and cleaning everything. But it was very far and few between where it was just like I would get yacked up enough to be like, I'm living in a sty. I need to do something about this.
Like the turning point for me is like I never went into his room because I didn't really give a shit what he does. But like he had like a trash bag and had maggots in it, and I was like,
that's a lot.
Yeah, I was like, that's all right.
Yeah.
Man. Like this is probably gonna do damage to something. Like,
Dude. This motherfucker's about to have bot flies in his fucking room.
Yeah,
dude.
and he was just living in like this pigsty, just gaming, doing coke all the time. Like it was cool though, because I was getting free coke like all the time. At the start, it was really cool because like he was like way chiller. Like it wasn't so much in the deep end. But man, yeah, this house has been through some shit.
No, it's because like, and this is for me, like the moment you stop doing it with other people is when you have a problem.
Yeah.
Like where you're just ripping lines by yourself.
Yeah.
You're a fucking cokehead. Because it's just like I've definitely been the guy who was like, and you can see the steady like fucking decline where it was just like, oh, like there's people at a party that are throwing in on it, I'll throw something in on
Oh,
it.
yeah.
Do it. And
Yeah,
then it's
yeah.
like, okay, now I'm asking people to throw in a
Yeah.
bag with me. And then it's
Yeah.
like, all right, I already bought the bag. I'll let some people hit it at
Yeah.
the party. And then it's, I bought the bag. I'm going home and playing Fallout and fucking staying up
Yeah.
till 4 in the morning.
Yeah, cause I mean, it wasn't even that long ago, but like, you know, I guess I was a little younger. I would throw parties all the time and shit, cause I thought it was cool. I mean, there'd be like girls over at the house and shit, and they loved coke, and they were like good looking and shit. And I was like, yeah, I'm fucking
Yeah,
cool.
fine hoes love
Dude,
coke.
your birthday
Yeah.
party was like one of the funnest shows I've
Yeah.
done.
Man,
That
there's been
was
some
fucking-
crazy
Dude, hitting the
parties here.
pool after was so much fun.
Yeah, there's been some.
I wish it was earlier in the day so we could have like hung out
I mean,
longer.
it was cool. I felt like the Great Gatsby.
Yeah.
I mean, just,
It
like,
was fun.
Yeah, there's like hot bitches.
I got drunk and thought Scott didn't like me anymore. I was like, we're cool. You're like, yeah. What are you talking about? Like,
What's weird is like I was in a weird space too, and then you messaged me that, and I was like, "Damn, dude, Travis thinks I fucking didn't like him." I must be on some fucked up shit right
it
now.
wasn't even you. I was just like
I think we were both in like a weird spot, dude.
yeah. It was like after like the schism with everything kind of
Yeah.
happened. So
Yeah.
I was like, oh man, like I love Scott. I hope he doesn't fucking like
Yeah.
not like me. And I just remember like getting hammered in your pool. And
Yeah,
like,
dude, that was a
side and
fun
being like,
night. I
hey,
want to
man,
do
we're
another
cool,
one.
right?
I wanted to do another one, but now it's too cold. My pool got fucked up, and I didn't know what the fuck was wrong with it, and I couldn't pay anyone to repair it because that shit's like a few hundred, and I didn't have the shit to drop, and I finally got it fixed like a month ago, and now it's running, but now it's fucking cold. So like I don't know if I could do a pool party. It's hot in the afternoons, but
It's
I don't
gonna be
wanna
cold
do
as
a show.
shit soon.
Yeah, and I don't want to do a show like during the day. I feel like it's a little weird.
I feel like you still probably got the pocket of October to do something if you
Yeah,
want to do something.
I want to. I was thinking maybe we'll do a bonfire or something, or I don't know, because
I mean, yeah, you got the fucking fire out
yeah.
there too.
Oh yeah,
I want to do a house party and comedy show sometime in like the winter, maybe like December, January.
I kind of was maybe thinking about this. If maybe one of you guys
Oh, here
want
we
to
go.
host it, but I want to have a roast for my birthday in November.
All right.
What day in November is it? Or would the roast be on the weekend?
I would probably say weekend, so we don't have to worry about like people. But I also like would probably have to fucking jump on it just because fucking November is fucking gonna be crazy for everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, November is fucking booked.
Yeah, November's
up,
packed.
brother.
Yeah, it is.
November is
packed.
booked up.
I have a
right
wedding
now.
one weekend. It's just
Yeah,
fucking
I have
annoying.
like 3 shows November or something.
Yeah,
I have a wedding with a guy that like, I mean,
I got.
we're not even
I
that
got
tight.
The Secret Show, Obfest,
Nice.
fucking Louisiana. I'm doing the show at fucking Adios. And then I think I got like 2 other things. I think I have
yeah,
Hack and Forth in Mobile.
Yeah,
I think.
for Obfest, like
or
I'm
that's
talking,
in October.
Yeah,
Or that's
I-
late
dude, I-
October 25th. Yeah.
I think next year. So like I've been talking to some people in the office, and next year I might do 5 minutes of gay Eminem, which I think will be fucking amazing.
You got to wear a do-rag.
Yeah, I think I was.
You should put out a mixtape.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna do. Like, I'm more like a tank top, do rag. Like I'm gonna do the full thing. Is do gay Eminem.
Get some baggy jeans.
Yeah.
dude.
Oh, that's gonna be so fucking lit, dude.
so happy
Yeah,
for
because
that.
it's like real bands. And I come in like,
Yeah, with your fucking with your nonsense. I do love the fact that like when we did your birthday and then like, you know, give me a word and then John said baguette.
yeah,
And then you're like, oh no, I'm not gonna say it.
yeah. During my party, like I felt like I was like really firing, like because usually I feel like I can't think that fast. But, like in that moment, I was like, yeah, I got this shit.
And it's all us. So it's
Yeah,
like,
it's
and it's your house, so it's like a very
Yeah,
comfortable
yeah.
I
environment.
love when
Yeah.
like you were making your way through everybody. You looked at me and were like, "Yeah, my bitch mom stole my bike." I was like, "Jesus Christ!" Dude.
Yeah, I called Jasper Chinese.
Oh yeah, he's like, oh yeah, my mom. I'm half Chinese. My mom's a whore. I was like, yo, Charlie's ripping on all cylinders right now, dude. It was so fucking fun.
I hit the hat backwards and did my
Yeah.
black comics.
Oh yeah, dude. I
that was a fun
felt so
show.
fucking bad because
Yeah.
I was very unprepared, but I was like, I'm just gonna
Yeah.
do fucking Charlie.
Yeah, that was a fun show, man.
That's
Yeah, I
fun.
want to do another real bad, like, but like I'm trying to find ways to like make money doing comedy. Like, 'cause I thought maybe I'll do house shows regularly and like free admission, but like I'll sell like hamburgers and hot dogs and beer and shit.
Yeah.
I think that could be a good system.
Yeah,
You can
start off
charge
with, like,
non-comics that come. If you invited people.
I mean, like,
Yeah, well, I think
I would say like do tips. Cause
Yeah, yeah.
That's how I'm
Yeah.
doing the show this month. Is like I'm gonna sell beer, and then have tips.
yeah,
Like,
because I felt like I do house shows here, and I think I can call it. I'll call it like the backyard or something.
Yeah.
I'll give it that kind of name. And then like I'll sell beer, I'll sell soda, I'll sell like hot dogs and hamburgers, and it'll be free admission. And I even thought about like
You can sell beer.
You gotta, but you
You could
gotta
sell
have a hot dog.
You could also say that you have beers too. Like you
Yeah.
could sell beers. Be like, hey, don't if you don't want to bring beers, bro. I'm selling them here.
Yeah, I thought about doing that because I mean bars sell beers for like $5
Yeah,
a beer.
exactly.
If I just over like 3, that's already like a decent. Like I'll make money off of it.
You'll make back what you spend.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
And because really, I think what matters most is again the crowd there. Because admission, I think, turns people off.
Yeah.
oh, it does. That's
Which what impresses me about Hype that we charge $3 cover.
Yeah, dude, I
and
mean,
people still
props to
come.
DBB
Yeah.
for real.
He fucking hustles that shit.
Yeah.
he does. But I also like it was funny when I was like talking to James about it because he was like, you know, he's trying to start back. What's the place he had beef with for like a little while?
Irish Bread Pub.
Yeah. So he's starting back that, and like BB was telling him like, oh yeah, you got to charge people, and it's just like, yeah, man, not for a fucking mic though. Like,
Yeah, because he was trying to get money from, like James was saying, like they would give him like he was gonna ask for 200 for it or something. And Bryson was trying to say like don't ask for too much, like maybe ask for less, and then charge cover. Because like if you ask for 200 and then like the first 3 weeks no one's there, they're just gonna be like, why are we giving this guy 200 bucks?
I feel like this is just my personal shit of like.
It's just kind of like how you're trying to structure the deal, basically.
Yeah.
I feel like going at we're at the level that we're on, at least for like the two things that like I just now got off the ground is like I'm not charging for that shit.
Yeah.
Like
even
with
I think for an open mic you probably shouldn't.
Yeah,
but if you can and
for a show, yeah.
Oh
but,
yeah.
But also like, let's be honest, fucking like Hype's a show.
Yeah.
Like,
Pretty much.
because it's pretty much a show, so that's the only reason like it doesn't get treated because it's just like he brings in people he knows.
Oh,
are
yeah.
gonna fucking do shit.
Yeah.
It's I haven't really seen like anybody. It's structured to where anybody can go up. It's always been like, yeah, I know the guys who are hitters, and he brings up fucking people who are hitters.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, we've only had like one non-comic really get
I
up.
think Jasper way overcharges for like the showcases that we do, like $25 a ticket, and it's like, come on.
no,
man.
that's fucking crazy.
Yeah, I was like,
Was that was Capri?
Yeah, and he's even done one at Bites and Brews for like $20 a ticket, and it's like,
Damn.
yeah, and I was like, come on, man, like,
I didn't know he did that for Bites. That's,
I might, it might be wrong, but I think it was $20 a ticket, and there was like maybe 4 or like 6 people in the crowd, which I mean that's good money.
Was that the fucking guy, internet guy show?
Funny Man
I don't remember
Gatlin?
his name. He was an Asian guy.
Oh no. It
Yeah,
might have been different. Funny Man Gatlin. I remember that. That was the funniest shit in the world because that guy got so overhyped,
Yeah.
and then he did less time.
Dude,
than
it's
the
so
people that
funny because
fucking opened for him.
I remember like Charlie did a house show, and they're like, yeah, some like Atlanta booker is gonna be there, and like he like books a bunch of shows and stuff, and he fucking bombed.
Yeah, it was a guy that we saw at the Laughing Skull bomb. Like he bombed with us at the Laughing Skull.
He bombed at the Laughing Skull. He bombed at Charlie's house, and then at the showcase that Jasper did, and I was on, he fucking bombed there too. And I was like, why is this guy like considered?
Is that the Asian guy?
Yeah. Like why
What's
is
his
this guy?
name?
I don't
It's
remember.
like Damon something.
Damon, yeah, like Damon or something.
Yeah.
You know, like what the fuck? I remember, like,
Yeah.
I kind of, I don't know if I hurt his feelings or something, but I remember I was like, I was like, wait, which? I was just talking with him. I was like, wait, which Asian language do you speak again? Chinese? And he was like Korean. I just talked about it on my set for like 5 minutes, and I was like, I know, I was just fucking with you. But I think he didn't believe me that I was just fucking with him. I think he thought that I was generally not paying attention.
Which you were.
Yeah, I was. Yeah.
He's like,
Yeah.
nigga, I don't want to talk about your ching chong shit. Nigga.
Yeah.
That shit whack.
Yeah. Which I mean, that's probably in bad taste. Like, wait, which Asian language? Chinese.
No, it's terrible.
Yeah,
It's
but I
terrible.
was trying to just bust his balls, like just kind of see what he's like.
Yeah, cause it's like if you're a guy who like fucking bombs, but you don't know how to like be cool,
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to fucking hang out with
Yeah, because I love busting balls because it's kind of how
They're
you
just like
see-
not aware. They're just not. They're not in reality.
you. Yeah,
Like, yeah, because busting balls is how you see like what a guy's vibe is really like.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I feel like most of the time, I feel like with certain like pockets of the scene, I can do that. Like with you guys, like I'll make fucking jokes and be like, you know, like make fun of you, not really
Yeah.
like making fun of the craft or whatever.
Yeah.
But like there are people that like I feel like I can't do that with because they're very fucking sensitive.
Yeah,
Yeah,
their ego.
with
Dude,
JD
some of the egos in comedy is fucking
Yeah,
insane.
with JD, I remember like I think I hurt his feelings a little bit because I was like, look at this fucking retard. Like, yeah, what's up, retard? Like I was just fucking with him. But I do that with everybody. You know what I mean? And he was like. He's like, every time I see this fucking guy,
It goes to show viewers, every time Charlie sees me, he calls me shiny black. It's like,
but like he didn't know me well or anything because like when I first met him, and I kind of pulled him aside. I was like, look, man, I'm just like I do that to everybody. I was like, I'm just keeping you in check. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
that's what it is, though.
No, that is your first, because like when I first met you, I was like, oh damn, this guy's funny, and but I was like, also he like kind of like look. I feel like he looks down on me like I ain't shit. I'm like, dude, fuck you.
yeah.
No,
Yeah.
I felt like you didn't like me at first,
Yeah.
which I honestly think you might have not.
Yeah, no, which I actually loved you from the start, but like that's just how I am.
When I heard you shout me out, you were like, when we were doing top 5 with Jordan, and you're like, probably number 5, I probably Scotty Walker. I was like, what the fuck, dude? I was like, dude, Charlie thinks I'm cool.
Oh, dude, I read Charlie correctly the first time I saw him because like we met each other. We had like kind of like deep deep conversation.
Yeah.
And then I started busting his balls, and then he like came back with it,
Yeah.
and I was just like, "Oh, okay, this guy's fucking cool."
Yeah, well,
like,
I think I just built a habit from like in high school. Like with all the black kids, like all they did was like
Talk shit.
roast and talk shit about each other. So like, and we'd all agree like, with like the Samboomba thing. Like I told them all that shit too. And it's like we'd all be like, what's up, Samboomba? Like, what's up, you fucking beaner and shit. And like, it would just be a fun vibe.
I remember when we were like, we were out front of fucking we were out front of No Shame, and me, Jordan, and those like 2 other people did the race. And I remember Charlie was like, "Oh, they run faster if the police was behind it." And like I was just like, "That guy's fucking cool. Like that's fucking solid, you know." But that shit was so fucking funny though, dude. I was talking about that tonight. I was just like, yeah, the first real roast that like I said to Charlie that he laughed at is that Charlie's so small he gets his clothes from a Ken doll. And like he was just like, that was good.
Yeah, I'm trying to realize now, like maybe it's not the best like way to approach people because like it's not the first time that people are like, I thought you fucking hated me.
No, there are plenty of people.
No, you're just a ball buster, and if people can't get past that, they're gay. So
I mean, that was like me and fucking there's a guy in the Birmingham scene, Joe Odom. Like he's like the definition of that, to where like when you first meet him, he's just very like, I don't know.
I haven't really
But like now that I know him, like we fucking have done shows, and like he's a hilarious fucking comic, but also he's just one of those guys that like you just gotta be around him.
Same with John. I remember when I first met John and I saw him bomb for the first time, I was like, damn dude, you fucking killed. Like I was fucking and he was like, really, you thought I fucking killed? And I was like, no.
No, I remember the first time I knew John was fucking cool was when I like asked him to be on the showcase, and I was like, yeah, you should bring Charlie too. He's like, are you just asking me because you want Charlie on it? And I was like, yeah. And we like laughed about it. But that was,
he is your Mimsy.
But John's one of those guys, like when I saw him start out, like I remember like when I first saw him do his first set, it didn't do good, but I could tell like he had the vision. Yeah, so I immediately wanted to be his friend. And it's like I started like ball busting him, and at first he didn't get it, and he started getting it. And then I just see him getting better and better, and it was like a cool thing to see.
Yeah,
like,
John's evolution has been so fucking cool to fucking see.
Yeah,
because like he's ripping it now, dude. I mean,
yeah.
like, because I mean, like even when the first time I saw him do a set at fucking Statesman, like it was fucking solid. For like first time I heard the fucking forklift joke, and I fucking like laughed my ass off. But it was so funny because that was like the start of like whenever I did showcases, it was like, all right, Dirty Boys, like me, you, John, Fabi.
Yeah, because John's the reason I even came to Montgomery, because he was like, because I kind of became a friend with him through No Shame, And I was like, yeah, I went to this mic in Montgomery. Like, we can carpool or whatever. And I mean, I've spent like hours with John. Like, I mean, we drove to South Carolina to watch Shane Gillis. Like, Shrooms in the car ride there. Like, I met his like, it's weird because John is like a chameleon. I feel like low key because I remember I met his friends and they're like, "What's up, Johnny?" They call him Johnny. I don't know what the fuck. And they were telling me stories about he was like shredding he would shred the guitar and shit. Like, what the fuck? I never knew about
No,
this
dude.
shit.
I didn't really know John until we went to go to the concert in Birmingham. That's when I feel like I met John for the first
Real
time.
John.
Real John. Because when we went to go...
Real John. Real John. What does that mean? Look it up later.
we went to go see fuck, who was Kubla Khan. We went to the Kubla Khan show, and that was so fucking funny because like, you know, I get there and like my friends are there, and me and John, like, you know, we went together because he was just like, oh, like I got an extra ticket, do you want to fucking go? And like, well, no, I think it was the reverse because he had an extra ticket for no, I think I did give him my ticket. So we ended up fucking going, and like this motherfucker like turns into a different person, dude. He leaves us completely and is just like around the stage, and I look over and he's like on the staircase, like word for word, just like rah, rah, rah. And then we get in the pit, and I told you like I've been fucking like pit shit, like fucking like knocking motherfuckers over.
Yeah.
And John just takes me off my fucking feet and knocks me over. He's like, oh, I didn't know it was you. And he fucking,
John got retard strength.
he does, dude. But still, like, I know I brought it up on the last one. Like, John is just so surprising because, like, I didn't know how much he drank. I didn't know how hard he goes.
Dude, I'm
he goes so fucking hard.
Oh, my God. Dude,
like,
one time, John, Reeve, and I went to Hype. And like that was back when they had like the comedian tab, and I remember like we stayed in like like John drove us there, and then the show was over, and there was still like $50 left over in the tab, and him and Reeve drank those $50, and like John was like fucking crushing shit, and on the drive back they're all drunk and shit and loud and riffing and stuff, and I had to pull over for Reeve to throw up and shit. Like, dude, that shit was fucking crazy. I mean, I was kind of drunk. I had like maybe 2 or 3 beers. Like, I wasn't like shit faced or anything. But, like, dude, these guys were fucking hammered. But John, dude, he drank so much, and he was still like kind of normal. But he was like, I mean, saying crazy shit, like shit that like he would never normally say. I feel
Dude,
like.
did y'all see his story last Saturday after he got home? He's like, I got home, I recorded the Dogs game, and then he's like, fuck you, JD.
Yeah.
He just looks so hammered recording his stories.
Because John's like low-key a hardcore dude.
Yeah.
But then like you meet him and like you go to his house and stuff, he's like so timid and chill and like
he has a little tiny dog.
yeah, like tiny dog and shit. And he's got like anxiety and stuff, like very anxious about things.
I told you, man, that was the simultaneously scary and funniest thing is me waking up to him forgetting that he let me sleep in his bed and he's just standing over me. Like, I've never been so afraid of, like, in my life. Because that's when I just woke up to him looking like a sleep paralysis demon.
Yeah.
Just like at the side of the bed, just like, I was like, and he threw up on my fucking shit.
And whenever I took him home from Hype, like the night that like Ree was throwing up and shit, he bought a 6-pack from the Circle K.
Yeah. Whenever we get done with pods, he's like, we're drinking here the whole time. He's like, all right, I'm gonna go home and get drunk.
Yeah. The first time we did the first episode of the CHARLAR, I rode with him over here, and he was like, hey, I'm gonna stop and get fucking beer. And I'm like, okay, you know, because he was like, are you gonna drink? And I'm like, yeah. And I'm thinking he's asking me to be like, you know, like, I'm gonna get beer for both of us type shit. And it's like a fat person like at a fucking like thing where it's just like, let me get a number 4, number 2. What do you want? Like, you know, like I thought we were gonna drink together. And like it was so funny. He got the beer and got back in the car and was just like, oh, you're not gonna get anything? And I was like, no, I was just gonna drink off of that. He was like, oh no, I'll drink all this by myself.
I remember one of the pods we did, like, I don't know if it was you or someone brought beer. It might have been a Reeve, and it was like, oh yeah.
Oh, he brought beer. I was like, yeah, I don't really want it. And
John drank it. And then you're like, yeah, I guess you can just have this beer. And then John said I drink every single beer one after the other. I was like, Jesus. And then he was like, yeah, I'm gonna go get drunk.
Yeah.
Like, dude, how are you not shit faced already?
Dude, that
He's a
motherfucker's a tank.
Dude,
Yeah, I was just like, he's a fucking tank.
Yeah, I fucking love John, dude.
He's the man.
Dude, shout out to Johnny,
John.
dude.
He's at a fucking show tonight, or was.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Where was he at tonight?
I think it was a band thing, right?
Yes, he was watching a show.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he
But
posted it on a story.
yeah, I remember I did like a solo episode of the pod. I'm trying to I'm thinking about doing like solo eps, and I was like, if you're listening for John Fitzpatrick, sorry, yeah, there's no John Fitzpatrick this episode.
I was gonna say he is the other half of the CHARLAR. Like all of us kind of pop in, but he's the core member of CHARLAR.
He saw a mass of the fermenting dregs.
Yeah,
that's
John's probably been the most frequent guest, I think, on the podcast because of him and I.
Yeah, actually, I thought y'all were it was your all's podcast.
Yeah,
and I asked him about it. I was like, "Oh yeah, Charlie said he wanted me to have me on the podcast sometime. Like we should all get together." And he was like, "Well, I don't even know if I'm on it anymore. Charlie had some other people on it, and I wasn't on it."
Yeah, which like from the start, I was like, yeah, like because like I did want him to be like consistent because I feel like he's a good contrast to me. Because he's more chill and relaxed, and I'm more like high pitched and retarded. And it's like,
until he gets drinking.
Oh yeah. then the two roles flip. Yeah. And
you do a little K and you chill out, and then he's over here like,
it's always,
well, I don't know if the Jews control weather, but I don't think they don't.
But I did always like kind of try to express to him like, it is like my like it is my pod. Like I'm gonna do whatever I want.
Your name's on the fucking
yeah.
door,
Like, in the end of the day, I'm gonna do whatever the fuck I want. Because I had that before. Like with my friends in high school, I wanted them to get into comedy with me because they're so fucking funny. Like I have friends that I think are way funnier than I am, but like they're just scared to go on stage and shit and write jokes or whatever. And with them, I try to do stuff, but it's hard to do shit when you have like a group. Because then they say like
but sometimes some of the funniest people in your life can't write a joke for shit.
It's true. Yeah, it's true.
I mean, that's who I thought I was until someone pushed me into it. Like for the longest time, like he's actually like kind of back out now. But Trey Brown, he was the guy that like got me into it, and I always just was like, yeah, I'm funny when we're getting hammered at a bar, like, but I don't think I'm funny enough to get on stage. He was like, no, dude, just fucking
that's
try
how it was too. Because I remember I took a trip to Oklahoma because one of my best friends from high school went to Oklahoma. I was like, I'm gonna go see him, and he had a best friend. I didn't know that well. His name was I'm not gonna say his name, I guess. And so we all rode out to Oklahoma, and he was a really funny dude too. We were riffing, and he was the one that told me about No Shame and told me about like comedy open mic and stuff. He was like, yeah, you should really try this shit out. Like, I think you would love it. And I was like, oh, all right, I guess I'll check it out. And now I'm like hooked. Like, I'm super glad that he was like kind of just put that seed in my mind, you know? And which I try to do to my friends. Like, dude, you guys gotta try this. Like, I think you guys will love it. But that first step is the hardest.
Oh no, dude! No Shame was like such a fucking good fucking boost.
Dude, I miss the old No Shame, man.
That's the wildest part because I feel like I kind of, from what you guys told me, I kind of got in right at the tail end of when like it started going down. Because like,
dude,
it was really good last year.
That was the first time I had like a room full of people.
Oh
like
that.
And they like died.
Yeah,
they died.
Like crushed.
They're a good crowd. Like,
they're almost too good.
Yeah, so like, but No Shame.
Yeah.
It is that case, dude. Because I remember John would get into his mind about that a lot. Because he'd crush at No Shame, and then he'd bomb someone.
I think a lot of Columbus comedians let it get in their minds.
Oh yeah.
I did that too. Because like I had gone from like, very hit or miss at like Statesman, and then I like met you guys, and then you're like, come out of No Shame, and like, and it was funny because what's her name that like runs it?
Shelly.
Shelly and River's wife,
Kevin.
Yeah, Kevin.
Wait, she's married.
Yeah, she's married to a comedian named her. That was the wildest part because like I had met them like in the early days. So it was kind of cool, like, because River used to be, like, he used to do comedy, and that's, like, when I met River is when at the same time I met James Etchison. So it was, like, cool to, like, meet Shelly, but also, like, oh, Kevin runs it too, and, like, we know each other and shit. So I was just, like I said, like, went up there, full house, crushed, and
Yeah.
then like went back to like Statesman. I was just like,
Yeah, that is rough. That is rough. It's funny because like same for me because I was used to No Shame. I would only do No Shame. That's all I would do every week. I'd go to No Shame, and I started going to other mics. I'm like, fuck, Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
I was used
dude.
to killing.
yeah, yeah. I was used to, and it wasn't even like I feel like I would like bomb. Like I would do okay, but it's also like,
Yeah.
we all went to fucking Statesman. You know, it was,
Oh, yeah.
it was hit or miss with the crowd. You know, so there'd be times where we would have a lot of people. There'd be times where it's just us. So it was
Yeah.
just, you know, it was very sparse, but it was also like,
Yeah,
kind of-
like you never know what you would get, honestly. Like some
you
nights it'd be
also-
crazy good, and some nights it'd be like there'd be a couple people there that some of them didn't give a fuck about the show, and then like sometimes
Yeah.
there'd be nobody. But it was like you never know what you were gonna
never
get.
know where your shit stands.
Yeah.
And then it was like
Yeah.
the inverse at No Shame, to where it's just like,
Yeah.
like it's like a girl that like as soon as you stick your dick in, they're just like, oh, I'm not doing anything yet.
Yeah.
Like, what
Yeah.
like I feel like you're lying to me, bitch. Like you know, like I'm so used to, I'm so used to nothing that when I get something,
I'm so used
I don't
to
trust it.
Yeah, is it in yet?
Yeah. and then you fucking moan right when I fucking split it.
Oh
It's
yeah,
like,
dude.
I
Man.
don't even know if I can trust
Yeah.
you.
But like, because I started in 2019. I started like 6 or 8 months right before the pandemic hit, and I went to No Shame. And back then it was like it used to be a way bigger crowds, if you could even believe it. Like there would be like people
'Cause they
standing
would have
up.
like theater. Like, didn't you guys do it in the theater part?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or, like,
Yeah, yeah.
They rarely do that now, but
Yeah, now it's always in the saloon.
the saloon is dope though.
I love the saloon.
I've done it like 10 to 12 times, and it's always been in the saloon.
Yeah, they used to only do it in the theater because like it would be packed, like full of people, and like and new people every time, and like
I also don't like the. It's different because you live in town, but I don't like driving from out of town and not knowing if I have a spot. And like,
that is right.
and if I'm not volunteering too, it's like I just gotta be at the door and like hopefully you get signed up.
Yeah,
but I've only not got signed up one time, and it was kind of my fault because I went to the bathroom and got a beer, and I was like, "Fuck, I didn't sign up."
Yeah, when I first, because No Shame used to be crazy competitive. Like
Yeah, last year there'd be like literally 8 comics trying to get on.
yeah,
Like me,
yeah.
you, Jordan King, Mike Murphy, Leroy,
Yeah,
Houdini,
it was like that all the
John,
time.
Reeve. Like that's like 8
No
people
Shame
right
used
there.
to be like almost all comedians. Like it was all
Yeah.
comedy. But like I remember, so apparently I heard from like my buddy that it got shut down. I also heard it from like people from No Shame. Like apparently got shut down in like 2017 or 18 for a year because of the Sex With Me game they do in the end. They're like Sex With Me like Jesus Christ. And then one of the people that like knows the runners of No Shame or like the Springer Opera got really offended by it. They convinced them to shut it down. And so then whenever it came
so
back,
fucking gay, dude.
yeah,
and they still do that game.
yeah, yeah, and so
And I always left during that game. Like
yeah.
I'd be like, all right,
And
y'all
so
have fun.
whenever it came back, it kind of came back like kind of extra hard. But then they also became very scared of getting shut down again, and so they added like this strike policy. Like I have strikes at No Shame. Like I think if I have another like offensive set, I'll get banned because I have 2 strikes out of 3, and which always pissed me off because like my goal isn't to offend. I'm just but I have to find the line.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
and this is the only mic in town.
I've done chiggers there, and I've never gotten a strike.
Did you ever get a strike there?
No, and it was crazy because like I'd be worried about it the whole time. I'm like, and I do like a pretty offend like chiggers, and I'm like, this is
Yeah.
gonna offend. This is gonna offend. This is a very liberal crowd, and they would
Yeah.
die laughing. I was like, what the fuck
Yeah.
is going on?
I mean, what got me in trouble was the butt fuck to death bit. I used to call it raped to death.
yeah,
That got a lot of flack. But I love the bit because like half the crowd be dying laughing, and the other half be like, "What the fuck?" Like they'd be like upset.
I thought about going one time and just ripping like 3 certified strike jokes in a row, just like literally trying to get banned. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
just like the one where I confessed to rape,
Yeah.
and then it's like,
I almost gave up
together
my
a
first
set.
strike, like because there was a guy named
You haven't
Timmy.
confessed to rape.
yeah,
Yeah.
where it was about like it's about like I don't like the term survivors of sexual assault.
Oh, I heard this one.
I think what's it called, a
About the
victim.
date rape joke.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh no,
how long does it take for a roofie to get?
yeah. It was like Bill Cosby survived like 50 sexual assaults, and I survived like 3.
No, dude. The most static I got there one time is like I do the ill interracial fucking joke, And I was like, anybody in an interracial relationship? And then everybody's kind of like, ew. I'm like, ew, fucking gross. And like, that's the only time I didn't get any like real feedback. Yeah. Everybody was like, oh, I'm just kidding. Like, you know,
I thought about like going ahead and like just losing my third strike because like they had a guy that would always volunteer there named Timmy, and he like
he raped someone.
Yeah, he raped. Yeah. And they let him keep working there for a long time. So I thought about going up and just doing a whole set about Timmy being a rapist and
about how he like fucking counted down
and he like dyed his hair.
I was gonna say, he counted down cutting his hair to throw
dude.
You could do a Stan thing as Timothy Concroft. And do gay Eminem as Stan Timothy.
Set was being like,
dear no shame, like, don't ban me.
And then, like the set was gonna be like, he's trying to rape me. Like, yeah. And
I'm over here trying to bump him.
The main like premise I had is like that he would glue pennies to the ground, and like when I bend over to grab them, he's trying to get up in my cheeks. And, I didn't do it because like every time I go to, because I was like dead set, like I'm gonna do this, like oh fuck it, I'm gonna get banned because like fuck it, this guy's a fucking rapist.
Y'all letting T Diddy up in here.
Yeah, and I was like, fuck it, if I get banned for calling out a rapist, dude, that looks bad on you guys, if anything. But
they banned. It's funny they just banned Rachel Jordan just one time. They're just like, nah.
That was crazy.
They're like, just fuck
that was
bitch.
crazy. That kind of pissed me off.
Which I kind of get though. I don't like Rachel Jordan either.
No, she's kind of a fucking like.
She's a bitch, dude.
Like, like if you are mean to Dun Dun, who is like the nicest person and also would probably beat the shit out of you like in any realistic fucking fashion, like I don't fuck with you, dude.
Which is weird because I do sense it's very, especially at like Charlie's house show, I do sense like an insecure vibe out of her also.
Yeah.
So I think she's like overconfident, like compensating for it, but also she's a bitch.
Like, why do you have to be? You're already a sassy fat black woman. You don't have to fucking overcorrect, dude. Everybody's rooting for you. Like, why do you have to fucking be a bitch?
Which Rachel would kill at No Shame, like, and like she would kill all the time. Like every time she went up, she would fucking kill. No. Which I thought was weird that they banned her. Like she would never do anything crazy.
What did she get banned?
She like flirted with. Said she wanted the cop. Yeah, the cop that worked there.
Yeah,
she tried to rape a cop.
Yeah,
and the cop was like, "That's disgusting. Get her out of here."
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, like she was like being very aggressive, flirting with this cop.
He's like, "Bitch, you smell like McGriddles. Get away."
Yeah. And the cop like complained, and they just banned her. Like
that'd be so funny if like the cop came to Shelly crying, like because she grabbed his dick.
Yeah. Which fucking Rachel would molest Leroy.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah, she would try to fuck Leroy too.
That's
Leroy,
so gross,
like,
dude.
Yeah, right there, man. Yeah.
That right there, man. It's like mixing mayo with chocolate.
Dude, JD dies at Leroy, and it's the funniest fucking shit. Because JD did No Shame this last week, and like Leroy went up, and JD was like almost tearing up, like laughing.
I will tell you, like, I now non-ironically laugh at Leroy.
I do too, dude.
Yeah. And Leroy's fucking
his laughing skull clip. Literally, I was like, I'm on board now.
Yeah, it took
Leroy's a murderer.
Leroy's one of those other guys where it's like when he started out, I was like, it was kind of okay, but now it's like, dude, he figured it out.
Yeah, he did. Because I laughed mostly about the fact of how incoherent he was, but now it's like, no, I'm on board,
you
like for sure.
The pod where we had Leroy, that shit was.
Oh no, I did. I listened to it. I was mad because I had to miss it. Like
he was talking about he was a fucking like 4-year-old fly.
Oh yeah. Fucking guy told me about it, and I was like, "What the fuck are you talking about?"
And then he circled back to it. He was like, "Yeah." And then like people were coming out of the Piggly Wiggly trying to figure out what's going on. And I was like, "Hold on, wait a minute. You were in a parking lot, and you were going fast enough to fly out of the vehicle." Like there were so many layers to that we like didn't even get to unpack.
You're talking about, wait, what? You're talking about having like a fucking Tech 9 and like drugs in his car. I was like, I didn't know you were like that.
And he was like, my parents were driving, but they're not actually my parents. It's like everything was not what you thought it was.
Just a fucking white trash onion, just a peel, dude. Just remember, so many layers.
In that moment, like I was kind of so shocked, and when I went back to listen to it, I was just fucking dying.
Yeah.
Like every time he brought it back up, it was this new information.
Yeah.
Dude, that's so funny. That'd be dude, watching their sex tape would make me throw up. I feel like,
Oh man, I
dude,
would-
fucking
dude, send me the link.
Leroy just railing with his bad knee.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah,
Dude,
yeah.
baby, I'll tell you what, you're gonna have to be on top.
Yeah, you like that, me, ma? Yeah.
Dude, he has fucking, if you go back in his reels, like early on, he's talking shit to somebody, which is crazy because he has so many reels now.
I'll say Leroy's like prevalent on that fucking like reels and posting shit.
Yeah.
Oh, that nigga got a hold of AI and went
Yeah.
fucking crazy. He sends me so much shit.
Yeah, he DMs it to everyone.
Were you? I don't think you were there, Scott. But like Leroy went on at No Shame and just sang one of his AI songs.
Oh
Dude,
my
that
god.
shit was so fucking funny. That shit was fucking killing me. Like, like it was funny too because like he played the instrumental or like he played the song with like the AI voice, but he played it really quietly. So it was just him like talking over this like song that was played in the background. Dude, that shit was so fucking funny.
Yeah, dude. When he made one for me, I felt so special. He was like,
Yeah, I remember Scott tried to psyop Leroy.
dude, Scott has successfully psyoped.
That was a good one, though.
That one,
He enjoyed that.
one was
I used my
wholesome.
powers for good.
yeah, that one was like wholesome.
He got happy about
Yeah,
it.
he just psyoped J-Dub.
Yeah, it's funny because like I think even like Leroy and I talked like after No Shame about like the psyop that Scott did. He was like, man, actually, I really appreciate that shit.
Does he know it was you?
Yeah, no,
Oh, he knows now?
Yeah,
'Cause I brought it up. I was like, he was like, I want her to do that. I was like, "It's probably some genius. I don't know.
yeah.
He was like, it was you, Scott, wasn't it? I was like, yeah, it was. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I almost did it to John, and then I was like, John's gonna think I'm fucking with him in like some weird way. And I was like, I don't want to do that. I was like, who would actually enjoy this? Like Leroy might actually fucking really
it's funny.
enjoy this.
Yeah, Leroy actually like, thought that was like really cool.
You know,
Yeah.
I'm not trying to like causation and correlation, but like started getting good after that. Like you might have
Inspired him, dude.
inspired him to like really fucking like get after it, and that's something you can hold dear to
Yeah,
your
fucking
heart.
3
Like,
years from now, fucking Scott's opening for Leroy. Yeah,
the Listen Here Man tour.
Dude,
that would be sick.
I was thinking about last time we were doing the pod, and we are like, oh, dude, we should hit that. We should try to see if we could hit Bites and No Shame at the same time. We're like, dude, whatever. What the fuck are we missing? It's like, what is a Netflix exec going to be at No Shame giving out deals? And then like, what happens is like next. You see like a flyer out. It's like Leroy has a Netflix special. They saw him at No Shame.
Yeah, which I've seen Leroy like murder. I've seen Leroy kill.
I've seen him crush.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. He's Larry the Cable Guy without the lie.
I genuinely think
Like, he's genuine.
there's everyone from Columbus to Montgomery to Auburn to Birmingham. I don't think there's any real like certified bums besides maybe Houdini.
Yeah, I can collectively say that.
No, I've seen Houdini crush once or twice.
I have seen him kill.
I've never seen him cry. And you know the wildest part for me was just Jordan wins the roast battle. So
Yeah.
we give him the thing, and like I get put on it as a host.
Yeah.
And I'm like, all right, we'll bring everybody up and blah blah blah. And like Jordan's funny enough to where like he's almost in the same level as like Kenny, like to where he can go up and like not do material and still be funny.
Yeah.
And then Houdini like went up there, ate his fucking dick, and then got aggressive with the crowd. And that was the funniest part to me, where he was like, "Oh, that shit ain't funny, bitch." He said that shit. I started dying because I was like, "Oh shit, this is about to go off the fucking rails."
Yeah.
Like. And then it was funny as fuck when like when we were doing so were you there for it?
Yeah. I was there for it.
I think were you on the show?
I don't know.
Yeah, I think it was a couple Columbus guys.
I was gonna say it was
think
like
I was.
Columbus,
Like
guys.
you, Leroy.
Yeah.
You remember like during Jordan's set, like right towards the end,
Those
like,
people came
a
in.
bunch of like the lawyers from New York came in. And so, I think Jasper came up to me and was just like, "Hey, we should do the roast thing after this since we got like a crowd." So I'm like, "Okay." And I remember, like, you know, we're all holding court. Everybody's doing good. And then Houdini says something to some girl. And she was like, if you don't shut your skinny black looking ass. So, and that nigga was quiet for the rest of the night. And I was like, oh, shit.
Yeah, she hit the mainframe.
She wiped his hard drive, dude. She dropped some malware on that nigga's system. That shit was so fucking funny.
Malfunctioning.
Yeah, because he said some joke where, like, because he made a joke at Sarah. Because Sarah, like, had shaved her head and dyed her hair green.
Yeah.
So he was like, oh, you look like a booger. And he was just like, and Sarah just kind of was like, okay, you know. And then she, you know, he went to this other chick and, like, said a joke, bombed. Like, no one fucking laughed.
Yeah.
And then that's when we, like, kind of turned over the mic to like, the people like, oh, yeah, like, let him fucking talk to us. And then she was like, if you don't shut your skinny black fucking ass up.
I like to picture myself, like, just seeing Houdini picture himself in like the third person, just hearing a flashbang after that.
That shit was so funny.
Shoot down Tabari! Shoot down Tabari!
That shit was so fucking funny, dude, because he just, like, did not say shit for the rest of the night. And then after it was done, he aggressively made people follow him on Instagram. He said, everybody pull out your phone. He's like he was robbing him. Everybody pull out your phone. Look up who did it. And it was so funny because, like, that's when, like, I found out after where I was like, oh, you was on Your Mama on MTV?
Yeah.
And you were like the weakest roaster I've ever. I was like, you must have been one of them cannon fodder niggas.
He got
served up. Yeah, like you had to be. Because
he even told me that the first time I was like hanging out with him at my first No Shame, I sat with him and Jordan. Because they were like the only, I think I did maybe I did Geo's one time before that. I don't know. Yeah, I think I did. But he was like, I was on Your Mama. He's like, yeah, I got roasted pretty bad. But he like straight up told me, he was like, I got my shit right.
Yeah, he's done that pull out your phone shit at No Shame. And I remember he was like, one or two bitches like, I don't see your phone out, bitch.
That is the one endearing thing if I'm going to do this compliment sandwich. The confidence. Like, the confidence is fucking unreal.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't think there's anyone that I would call like a legit bum. Like, cause I've seen Houdini. There was a show that I did. It was me, Nico, somebody else, Jordan, and Houdini. And Houdini had the best set. I was like, God damn.
No, bro. It was just, he did that joke about like his uncle. And I forgot what the premise is, but he was like talking about his uncle. It was a funny like bit, but like, I just remember like the part I laughed at is like punchline, no one laughs. Oh, y'all niggas don't think that's funny? I'm like, what y'all niggas don't think that's funny?
Yeah, like, he used to always do like a tag where like, shit, you don't get it today, you'll get it tomorrow.
Yeah.
No, dude, oh man, that guy has the most but also like I love how he tried to be like the Suge Knight during the first schism.
Yeah.
He was like,
I think
he was like, if y'all don't want y'all producers to be be on the show and their names on the flyer, come to Hideaway. And I was like,
yeah, it's funny because I think Leroy and Houdini are both autistic, but Leroy's like the more endearing autistic.
oh yeah, he's Sling Blade. Like, I love him, dude.
Yeah, Houdini probably has Asperger's or something.
Oh my god, dude!
Yeah, you got the like the autism makes you a dick. Yeah.
It's like you explain.
What's weird though is when he was on the pod, that was the most like coherent I've ever hear him talk, and like in like a long form conversation.
Yeah.
Like usually he's just like at No Shame like mumbling.
Yeah, he seems fucked up.
Yeah, he seems like fucked up on drugs.
Thinking on perks.
I don't know. I think he is fucked up.
Yeah,
like because most shows I've seen him in,
He's
like,
probably drinking a lot.
I don't know, but he's like
But he's never like I never see him crushing drinks though.
Me neither.
He's probably.
And it seems like harder shit.
Yeah, he's like when he pulls up. Like when he pulls up, he's like that. Like he's like playing and shit.
Yeah, he's Ray Charles. He's like Ray. He's fucking
crunching a perk in his jaw. Like that nigga's future. That nigga's the future of Columbus comedy.
He's just looking for a piano, dude. He's Ray Charles. He's Ray Charles out.
Yeah, he's fucking channeling the humor.
He feeling on bitches' forearms to see if they fat. Like,
dude, I thought that shit was so funny when like he posted a picture of himself, like the bartender from Hype or not Hype, from Hideaway. As if like that was his bitch.
Oh yeah, dude. Oh, you mean the picture where she looks like she's kidnapped?
Yeah. Yeah. She's like barely smiling.
He has a gun in her back.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hi, bitch.
Yeah, he's doing that thing where like what guys do when they think they're looking good, where like raise their eyebrows and squint, right? Yeah, that shit was fucking funny.
Yeah, dude. It's It's
Shout out
crazy
Dean,
that
man.
like fucking Jordan's in the military right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. More power to him, dude. I
Yeah,
thought,
honestly.
I thought he was fucking like hilarious, but it was also. Every here in the Jordan, it's crazy that you superimpose yourself on fucking pictures of like comedians.
Yeah.
That's fucking wild, dog.
No, I
That's
fucked with that.
that's some vision board shit. But
Yeah.
if you saw that in someone's room, you're like, are they a serial killer? Like,
Yeah, but like he'd always post shit on like Instagram, like never get like the grind don't stop and shit.
Yeah.
And I remember like one time I was doing a show and I and the opener canceled, so I messaged Jordan and was like, "Hey man, you want to get on the show? Like I'll give you $20." And he was like, "Nah, I'm not really feeling it." Like motherfucker, you just posted a story about
Ryan does stop.
What's weird is there was a long time. It seemed like he would go to No Shame and not do like he would be a part of a skit, or he'd get up there and like for his birthday have people roast him, but he would not do stand up there.
Yeah, it was weird. Yeah.
Like he would almost anytime I was there, he would be there, didn't want to sign up, or would go up and just do something else and not do stand up.
Oh no, first time I went up,
Which he might be working on something else, like trying to just I don't know.
First time I went up, I was hoping to see him because before that is when I went to Giovanni's and me and Tyler like showed up late. So like he was like getting off like right when we came in. And like I'd heard like good things about him, so I wanted to fucking see him. But I feel like I got in the era where he was just like getting up and like talking shit. Not saying it wasn't funny, but like I didn't hear like a lot of his like structured bits. Like,
yeah, which I've seen Jordan kill a lot. Jordan's really funny. Like, I know he went to Northside High School because I remember when I started doing comedy, I was talking to my friends that went Northside, like, "Oh, Jordan King." I was like, "I didn't know he was doing comedy." Like, yeah, dude, that guy's fucking hilarious. Like he was talking about like they would talk about how like he was so funny that, like just people overhearing him talk would be laughing and shit, and which I thought was weird because like and then towards the end he was like really spotty with his comedy, like he would just.
I think he was getting kind of like a frustrated state with just Columbus in general.
Yeah.
Which I kind of get it because there was never. I mean, even we're seeing it with like kind of Columbus. Like Bites is like the best legit comedy room we have in Columbus. And besides that, I mean, No Shame is not a comedy.
Would you say
mic.
it was like when he was like running the room that he was kind of feeling that?
Where he's doing Hideaway.
I think Hideaway is what crushes spirit because like he tried to start his own mic at Hideaway
And Chattabroochie, and like we all fucked with Chattabroochie.
Yeah, and Chattabroochie also was brutal, and like I think that really crushed his spirit because like I remember before he started trying to host mics, like he was like killing and he was like on a flow. He would be in the pocket, but I think hosting mics made him like to kind of reduce his confidence.
We had some great nights at Chattabroochie though. I fucked with Chattabroochie.
Which, I mean, I've had brutal nights at Chattabroochie.
Yeah, I mean, me and you would pull up and there'd be no one there.
I love this so much that we're just not being funny anymore. We're just talking. Just talking about some pod shit. Just fucking no one knows who the fuck we're talking about.
No, but I think people. I mean, I have a big ego, so like, people are gonna look back at this like, yeah, dude. I remember the fucking Bites and Brews era. You know. Like,
What's crazy is I was a fan of Shane when he was like still an open micer in like left Philly, and so like I was following his podcast as he was like probably as big as like Nick Murphy.
Yeah.
And then like now he's like the biggest. Like he fucking sells out fucking Scotiabank Arena.
He's fucking sponsored by fucking Budweiser.
Yeah.
Bringing, but there's like, if anything, like on the caliber of how good a comedian is, like he brought the homies up with him, and that's like the biggest thing I fucking respect, dude.
Yeah, I agree.
All the homies, like all the people that he fucking like does comedy with, lives with, are friends with, fucking are. I was trying to think, like there was a new commercial of Budweiser where he's like dressed up as a parrot, but
Tommy Pope
is in it, and I was just like, bro, that's fucking legit. You know what I mean? Like, he brings the homies in, like,
yeah, like, but I think like that's what like with this pod, you know, like I feel like I think there is some value. Like if someone's starting out doing comedy, I think they could kind of find things that are like valuable. And
Yeah, our last episode that we did,
Oh, yeah.
we gave a ton of really good comedy
Yeah, which
advice.
I'm thinking the reason I didn't upload that pod, this PC's crazy slow, but because I'm thinking about doing like if it's over an hour, I'm doing parts. Like maybe like part 1, part 2. That and I think
Make
maybe
it more
that'll
digestible.
yeah, I think that'll make it easier than sitting down listening to like 2 hours
Yeah.
straight. You're like, okay, I finished part 1, I'll finish part 2 later. Instead of like having like, okay, where was I? 45 minutes in,
But YouTube does save where you are.
It does.
Yeah.
But
Well, I'll say for sure, like from the pod, it's fucking awesome, and I'm glazing right now. But it's like you two from the scene, you are the ones that like I would put money on to fucking blow up. Both
yeah,
of you
I mean,
guys.
fucking Scott's getting DMs from fucking
Benny the Butcher and fucking
Yeah.
friends with fucking
Yeah,
Danny
yeah.
Brown and shit. Like, no, I said it from the beginning. I was like, bro, it's gonna be Scott. It's gonna be fucking Charlie. It's definitely gonna be fucking
Edgerton.
James Edgerton.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
he's already getting there.
Edgerton's
He's
Yeah.
the
trailblazer.
yeah,
now,
which
dude.
he's kind of like because I've talked to him about it a little bit, and he's like because he has like a family and stuff.
Yeah,
So he's
yeah.
kind of not that focused on like trying to blow up or anything.
I think
he's just casually putting up numbers.
I think that's
Yeah.
that's like the most like that's the best quality about him. I think that's
Yeah.
the best quality in like most artists where it's just like you don't put any pressure on yourself to make you're just like, no, dude,
Yeah.
I'm just gonna stay down until it comes up. And then it's just
Yeah.
like and that's what it
That's
is.
the best way to go
that's the
about it.
best way to
yeah,
go.
that's how I feel with the pod. Like, yeah, I get like maybe 30 viewers or something, but like, fuck it, you know what I mean? Like,
Because if you're just dying for it to happen, you're gonna end up getting
That's when you get
you're gonna get
shitty back
spiteful.
shots.
You're gonna start getting
That's when you get fucking we get face fucked.
and you start getting like spiteful. You're like, why isn't this happening yet? Why is this happening for this person when this is not happening to me? And you start like getting a fucking.
Last pod we kind of talked about that a little bit too, because I remember when I first started out, I kind of had a little bit of spite because I have a really big ego, and I remember I saw John Fitzpatrick come up, and I was doing comedy way before him, and he would get shows, and I wasn't getting any shows. Like, what the fuck? You know, I'd be like, I would be like,
That nigga ain't funny.
yeah. I mean, I knew he was funny, but like, shit, the guy, and that would like frustrate me. But then I realized like I had it all wrong. Honestly, I think it's because I did a K-hole.
And honestly, I don't think it's that deep. I think it's just like showrunners just like they just pick a couple names.
Yeah,
Like,
it's funny because like
I think we all know the fact that like majority of the because I feel like that's like not even trying to be like a fucking like white knight about it. I feel like that's why I want to do shit because I feel like lately people that do the show running like have favorites.
yeah.
yeah,
And it's not like a thing where like nobody doesn't like each other. It's just like they have their go-tos.
oh yeah, like Jasper loves JD.
Oh, he's been on every fucking show
Yeah.
he's fucking
Yeah.
put out.
Yeah.
Like because that's the little homie, you know.
Exactly.
And I do the same thing because it was like in the early days whenever I got put on shit, like for what it's worth, it was just like I would always either pick like Fombi's gonna be on any show I do.
Yeah.
I would pick you. I would pick fucking Scott. I would pick John.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
those were the ones that like
that's
I
how it was
fucking wanted.
too. Because like if I ever had a show and I could choose who was on, I would always like pick John. Only because I knew John for a long time. Like, I was like, yeah, of course I'm gonna put John on the show.
Yeah, yeah. It's like you're gonna put the homies on.
Yeah.
You know. So like I said, I don't think it's like a spiteful thing because we all do
No.
it, but I feel like it is definitely like that's something to consider when you think about like why I'm
Yeah.
not getting
Yeah.
put on.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is something I realized too.
Yeah, I also think that like sometimes like I think JD is also good to have, especially in Auburn or Montgomery, because he has family in Montgomery. Like he brought out people to the Sanctuary
No, he's
show.
plugged in.
Yeah,
Like, he's
in Auburn,
Yeah.
plugged in.
in Auburn, he brings people out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's plugged in because he's a young dude in a college town.
Yeah.
who
In the
does
scene.
comedy
Yeah, he's
in the
sexy.
scene.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
sexy,
fucking.
And he's such
Pretty
a
mouth,
He's
you know
such
what I
a
mean?
likable guy, dude.
No, he's
he's
so,
really
he's
is.
the dopest.
Yeah, I
so
love JD.
fucking cool.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
just,
If
he's-
it, like especially when I first met JD, like was the fucking day after Christmas show we did at Rock and Roll with Dusty Slay there, and he walked up. He was like, "Yeah, I'm doing a comedy for the first time." And he's like, "I'm a rapper," and I was like, "What the fuck?" And I was like, "This dude, he's
Of course you are, fag.
I was like, he's probably gonna bomb and never come back." And then that Saturday we saw him at Chatterbrucci, and I was like, "Oh shit!" And then and then I started to talk to him. I was like, "Oh fuck, JD is the fucking man."
It's funny because I had a similar thing where I was like, this guy's probably just gonna be like a kind of a one-off guy, but then I see him at all the shows, like, he's actually being like serious.
And hanging out at his house was fucking dope last weekend.
Yeah.
It was me, Bryson, James, and like a couple of JD's friends.
But my fucking car was all fucked up.
It was dope.
Yeah.
I wanted to go, but I was too poor.
Yeah, it's fucking a haul. Are you driving back to Birmingham tonight?
Yeah.
Dude, we should probably end this.
No, you just want to top this? Because I have to piss and leave.
You might beat the sun.
Yeah, I might be. Well, I'm going back in time, so... Oh, it's 4 o'clock. Jesus fucking Christ. That's crazy as fuck.
Yeah.
It's 4 on the dot.
It's 4. It's 4 o'clock.
Jesus Christ. How long is this pod going on? I don't get my fucking glasses on.
Dude, we it was so funny in the beginning where like Amy was just like, "Yeah, you guys are only gonna do it for an hour 30."
Dude, we were going 3.5.
Hey, this is a good pod,
It
though.
was a good pod.
No, we started off.
Dude, we don't need John or Reeves. No, I'm good.
We started off with history, talked about P Diddy. None of us will fuck for fame. We got a lot out. And then we glazed a couple people, you know. Shit on Houdini. It was fucking
We also gave Houdini his flowers.
We did give him his flowers because he's hilarious. It's funny how he
I genuinely think, like, everyone in the scene from fucking Birmingham to Columbus to Montgomery, everyone has, like, something special about them or does something good that, like, I'm like, fuck, that's, like, impressive.
No.
Like, everyone has skills in the scene.
Yeah. Which I'm not too locked into like other scenes and shit, but
I'm not too into I don't know too much about Birmingham.
Yeah,
but
I
everyone I've met from there is dope.
fucking killers. Dude.
Yeah.
They got killers.
Everyone I've met is dope.
like from what I've seen, like there's a lot, like talent is everywhere. Like it's like there's no shortage.
I mean, you saw fucking AJ and fucking Kitty. Like they went up there and killed tonight.
Yeah, and every time I've seen them both, they always do well. Like,
yeah, dude. Except for that fucking fat black guy. Fucking dog. He was terrible.
Mikey G.
Mikey G.
Yeah.
And then he had the nerve to ask for my fucking Instagram. And he was like, yeah.
And then you got one who were like, no,
Put me on. That's sort of singer. He was like, oh, is that for me? I was like, nah, nigga, I don't. I don't know you, dude.
yeah, dude, Mikey G goes to like all the no shames. He always tries to hang out with me after the show and shit. He's always like, yeah, maybe I'll go up next week. Like he's like one of those like nervous guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did love how he.
Which I mean, props to him for trying. To
No, he.
Yeah,
I made the joke about like, yeah, he just got up there and said like,
That's a terrifying show to do your first time.
fat and fucking talking about mozzarella steak.
Yeah.
There were a couple jokes in there.
Yeah.
But I was just like,
Yeah, but he literally just talked about his like yeah, dude, these mozzarella sticks are ass. But here,
he was saying brands of mozzarella stick, which I'm like, you're fat as fuck.
yeah, like because the crowd is locked in on the mozzarella market.
Yeah, right. That was the wildest shit. He said a name brand, and I just remember I looked over at Reeve, and he started smiling. I was like, "What the fuck is going on right now, dude?" Like, because I didn't want to rip him too hard, but you know, I was gonna be like,
Yeah, it's also a terrible show to pick to do your first time because it's like you're open to get roasted after.
Well, it was funny because like when we were outside fucking riffing and he said the bit, he's just like, you know, we're talking about like, oh, the Vietnam shit.
Yeah.
And then he was just like, oh, it seemed funny because his name is Charlie. And I was like,
Yeah, that's a good tag.
That's a good tag.
Yeah.
This guy might be funny, you know? And because when we got there, I was like talking to Scott and he was just like, oh, like, man, you got signed up for this. I was like, oh, cool, man, blah, blah, blah. So like, I had genuine like.
He was like, can I film my set? And I was like, yeah, go ahead.
I was like,
I'm gonna delete that shit now.
Yeah, but I was just like kind of had high hopes, and then I was just like, Jesus fucking Christ, that was rough.
And then he fucking cracked that stool.
Dude, he leaned on it, and you could audibly hear the. I was like,
loud.
Yeah. Like the moment I was like, I don't know if that fucking stool is stress tested. And he just, if he would have broke it, I would have pissed myself.
That he would have got a golden ticket.
Anyway, yeah, bro. It was like,
And J-Dubs would be pissed. He'd be like, my fucking stool, dude.
yeah, dude.
Yeah, well, shout out J-Dubs.
Dude, shout out J-Dub, shout out fucking, everybody who went on tonight. You guys don't fucking know what the fuck we're talking about. But it was a good fucking show. It was fun.
Hell yeah.
Fucking Scott crushed it at the end. Fucking Scott
Dude, that shit was fucking fun.
he freed, dude. He freed for a minute and a half. He fucking went in raw for a minute and a half.
We got a glimpse into his ill mind.
Yeah, the ill mind.
Ill mind.
He started fucking saying like, all I smoke is gas. I was like, bruh.
I smoking that white ass weed.
I ain't smoking that
fucking punk ass white boy weed.
Fucking bullshit. I was like, bro, Scott can dive into being black every now and then, dude. Like, we get Def Jam Scott.
Dude, the past week, my wife has heard me say, "What are you looking at, bitch ass white boy?" Because I've been wanting to say that to somebody in the crowd for so long, and then I was sitting on the stool and Janice was laughing. I was like, "Shut up, white boy, fucking bitch ass white boy."
He said you're the blackest guy in the crowd. Look at a white boy.
Look at that white motherfucker.
White ass boy.
Black ass.
White ass boy.
Yeah, I told him she wore like a Flavor Flav clock on stage.
Just get this nigga a fucking clock chain and a fucking Viking helmet.
Dude, for every one good ideas like that I have 10 that are terrible that I almost do.
I'm glad we get the good ones.
Yeah.
But also the bad ones are pretty funny, probably.
Yeah, I was like, man, I was getting so much pussy lately, man.
You need
honestly
to do that.
Honestly,
You fucking do it.
I was like, where the hell is that tonight? No, I'm just kidding. I've been getting too much pussy lately. I need to take a break, honestly. All the pussy I've been getting, I need to take a break.
I want Stunton Scott. Okay, Scott, you need to make this promise. Until I see you again, if you go up and I see you need to do Stunton Scott at the next mic, just be like.
Yeah.
So I was counting up money at the crib and I was thinking about y'all broke ass.
Yeah. Pull up the truck around in a Nos and a Ferrari.
And talking about like not being able to do crowd work because I can't relate to y'all. Because like, if I ask you what do you do, you're just like I'm a teacher. Ooh, gross, you're poor. That's just to me. Y'all
motherfucking smell broke. This is wild shit.
Yeah.
Oh man, can I get a shoot that hell Jabari and then we get the fuck
Shoot
out
down
of here?
Tabari.
Hell yeah.
Dude, I think this is your longest podcast by an hour.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
I just looked and it was like
Yeah. Well, thanks for 2.5 retards. It's fucking fun.